Ladies and gentlemen, los luchadores, get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. We invite all active military and all veterans to please salute the flag. And now, please welcome Becky Dodson, who will perform our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Becky Dodson. The pregame fireworks are compliments of International Fireworks. International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of Los Luchadores. Please welcome the Boy Scouts of America.
Good evening and welcome everyone to First Energy.
The Boy Scouts are brought to us tonight thanks to the generosity of Giant Foods. The Boy Scouts lead the crusade against rubbish at FirstEnergy Stadium, including the recycling of plastic bottles. We kindly ask that you aid the Scouts in their efforts to keep your stadium clean and recycled. Thanks again to Giant Foods. Now fans, I direct your attention to Los Luchadores batting on deck circle for tonight's play ball game, brought to you by Customers Bank. To officially get the game underway, please welcome Ryder. Great job, Ryder. And thanks again to Customers Bank. Fans, you can now text the front office at any time. Have a question or want to report a fan-related problem? Text 610-370-BALL. Our staff are monitoring the text and will follow up accordingly on your question or fan-related problem. The Artbills game program is electronic this season. Download the game program right to your phone. Go to artbills.com/program. Tonight's All-Temp Enterprises game time temperature is 87 degrees. Enjoy tonight's game, brought to you again by CJ's Tire and Automotive.
Center field moves up, followed by Pedro Castellanos to the left. Devlin Granberg moves up to the 3 spot. He's the right fielder. And then somebody we'll talk about a lot in this broadcast, Tyreek Reed, just getting called up. He bats 4th and plays 1st in his first AA game of the season. Hudson Potts, the 3rd baseman, bats 5th, followed by Ronaldo Hernandez, the designated hitter. Johnny Pareda is behind the dish, batting 7th, followed by Grant Williams at shortstop, and Tanner Nishioka at second base. Now waltzing over into the lefties batter's box is Rosario, and taking over on the headset is Emily Messina. Emily, take it away.
Well, thank you, Tyler. We're excited here for game number 4 of the 6-game set. Josh Hendrickson has experienced so much success since being called up here to AA, and we look forward to watching that today as the Fightin Phils still looking for their first win against the Portland Sea Dogs, who are on a 10-game win streak. That is their 3rd longest win streak in organization history, as Hendrickson sends the first one home. It's off the bat accidentally by Rosario. Back to the pitcher and over to first. The first pitch and the first out coming at 7:05 in the game time. Temperature, they say 78 degrees. Pretty hot here at the ballpark. What did they say, 87?
87.
87, well, a huge difference there. I was going to say it is pretty hot here. But nevertheless, one pitch went out for Hendrickson, and it was kind of like Rosario went to move himself out of the way and accidentally made contact, which happens sometime, but it worked out in Hendrickson's favor as there's one out now to Pedro Castellanos. Some defensive shifts going on today for Reading. Stephen Landon and Bonifacio left to right in the outfield. McCarthy Tatum back over at the hot corner. Gamboa getting the start at short tonight as Bryson Stott has the day off. Daniel Brito and Madison Stokes rounding out the infield. And Rodolfo Duran behind the plate. Castellanos fouls it back. It's 1-2 count. The Phillies playing in a doubleheader today. They took the first game over the Marlins 5-2, and they get themselves a game above 500. Very exciting, thanks to Travis Jankowski for his 4 RBI day. And Castellanos goes down swinging off the hands of Hendrickson, and that is out number 2 in the first K. Now for Hendrickson, and hopefully a quick inning as he's going to face off against Devin Granberg.
Big looping curveball to Castellanos that gets the punch out. Talk about how he attacks his zone right there. A perfect example of just throwing one ball so far after giving the first pitch, one out to kick off this game with the accidental hit, then gets the strikeout.
One ball, no strikes now to Granberg. The wind pushing just slightly left to right today, not as much as we've been seeing it, although during BP was really pushing out to center. Granberg pops it out to right field. Bonifacio back at the warning track, and it's going to sail over the fence. What a quiet home run. As rounding third is Granberg, and the Sea Dogs are going to take a quick lead.
His third of the season, just deposits one into the short porch in right field. He's at the 350 mark. Bonifacio took a half-hearted leap, but realized that ball was just going to keep carrying, and I think it's in large part to what you just mentioned. It's a slight breeze left to right, and that one just caught the gust enough.
Carrying.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, there'll be a run scored now for the Sea Dogs in 2-way for Tyreek Reed, who we're seeing for the first time in Double-A, as everyone is. And he'll take a first pitch strike.
Tyreek Reed, this is his first year in the Red Sox organization after being a Rule 5 pickup out of the Texas Rangers organization.
As he fouls it back into the stands behind the plate, and he's got him down on 2 strikes now.
Polka, Mississippi native, standing 6'1", 250, and we saw the power display in batting practice where he launched one over the FirstEnergy Vision sign with zero trouble.
And he was actually picked up from the Ranger in the Rule 5 draft. And they were surprised, the Red Sox, I heard, were surprised that they didn't protect him in the draft because of all the power that he's got. But they did not, and so we'll see how he fares for the Red Sox. A drop third strike, Durant picks it up, sends it over to first, and that's out number 3, but not before a run scores. And it is 1-0 as we head into the bottom half here at FirstEnergy Stadium.
The Reading Fightin' birthday party package is the best way to celebrate a birthday. Whether you are a youngster or an adult, there is no better birthday than a Fightin's birthday. The Fightin's Fan Birthday Package is customizable for fans of any age and starts at just $120. Base packages include 10 general admission tickets to a Fightin's home game, an autographed baseball, and a VIP reserved parking spot. Fans can also add a wide variety of experiences and options to make sure your favorite Fightin's fan's birthday is a grand slam.
Customers Bank is a proud continued partner of the United Way of Berks County and the Ready, Set, Read initiative. Ready, Set, Read programs focus on improving literacy skills for children from birth through 3rd grade. The Fundamentals of Reading are a community-wide initiative that brings together schools, businesses, organizations, and individuals throughout our area to improve early grade reading success. Customers Bank and the United Way of Berks County are committed to reading success and urge you and your business support this worthwhile initiative. For more information on Ready, Set, Read and how you can become involved, please visit readysetreadberks.org. And thank you, Customers Bank, for your continued support.
Focus on improving early grade reading proficiency. Visit readysetreadberks.org to learn more. And thank you to Customers Bank for supporting this worthwhile cause.
Well, here we go into the bottom of the first. The Fightins trailed by a home run by Devlin Granberg here to start this off. And the Fightin Phils will get to bat now against German for the Portland Sea Dogs. Frank German, a righty, and he'll face off against who else but Daniel Brito. As the first offering comes in, Brito chops it foul, and it's 0-1. In the outfield for the Sea Dogs today, Cassiano, Rosario, and Granberg. Not much change there. Hudson Potts returning to third base. Williams and Nishioka remain the middle infielders, and Tyreek Reed getting the start over at first today. And then Pareda behind the plate once again.
Frank German, a fourth-round pick in 2018 to the Yankees. He came over to Boston in that Adam Ottavino trade, so this is his first season in the Red Sox organization.
Brito chops another one foul. It is 1-2. The Reading Fightin' Phils, of course, playing as Los Luchadores de Reading, the masked fighter here to represent the large Hispanic and Latino community in the city of Reading. And, of course, the Sea Dogs are also playing in their Copa uniforms as German sends one to Brito. He lifts it up in right field, and it just ropes foul. And, man, a couple feet to the left, and that would have been long gone.
And that's the scouting report on German there, where it's a pretty traditional mix. He's a three-pitch pitcher, fastball, curveball, changeup. Uses the curveball to retire the righties and the changeup to the lefties. That one was a changeup down in the zone, and Brito got all of it just a hair ahead of it and hit it into the corner.
Once again to Brito, and he'll go down swinging there, so does not come out ahead on top of German. And Archimedes Gamboa is going to take over the batter's spot number 2 as Bryce Stott stits this one out. Corner infielders in here to Gamboa, those he showed lots of power and speed, of course, yesterday with his inside of the park home run.
He's been swinging a great bat as of late. In this series, just 2 games so far. In those games, he has a .330 batting average. And he's got a 2-0 count now.
And a called strike comes into Gamboa. It's 2-1. The Portland Sea Dogs playing as the Alsace de Maine, which is the direct translation of Maine's majestic state animal, the moose, as Gamboa takes one high. It is 3-1. And that's kind of representative of their multicultural population there in Maine, they say. As the logo at the top of the moose's antlers are 2 gloves ready to catch everything that comes their way, as Gamboa sends one foul, and now we have a full count. Their jerseys white down the front. They're going to go with their home white pants on the road today. It kind of matches a little bit better with the white jersey, and then capped by aqua blue sleeves, and then they've got the aqua blue hats with the pink brim as well. Gamboa sends this one deep to right field. Granberg tracking back at the warning track. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 2 for the Fightins here in the bottom of the first.
And it is kind of interesting here to see on the field 2 teams wearing the home white pants, but you're right, it wouldn't look good for,
road grays.
yeah,
and you
exactly.
got to go with the style. You gotta go, it's fresh.
Styles above all else, and
Smooth.
the benefit of these uniforms for both of them, they have such fluorescent colors that it's really hard to mistake the tops of either of the jerseys.
Yeah, both very sharp looking out there. Lots of fans in the Luchadors gear. Love to see that pride around the city as Bonifacio now takes a called strike. And I actually talked to Jorge before the game today and congratulated him back-to-back two-hit days. I said, you had a good night last night. He says, Like, what do you mean, You had a multi-hit game. He's like, we didn't win. And that's what's important. And you love to see that kind of commitment out of these guys. You know, yes, he wants to have a good day himself, but he also wants to help out the team. And if the team doesn't win, then he doesn't feel like he really got the job done. It's nice to see that teamsmanship out of especially older guys like Bonifacio as he pokes another one foul. He's down 0-2.
And it's really special to see in the game of baseball. It's such a day in, day out game. It's so easy with, 120 games on the slate. It's tough to sweat every loss you have because there's going to be so many of them, even if you're a great team. But still, to have that mindset, team first, is really great to see out of the veteran.
And here's the 0-2. This one's down and away. So German going to have to go again as the infield backs up deep now. A hot day here in Reading, but not as humid as it's been the earlier in the week. Although sun overhead, there are some clouds in the sky, and the wind picking up a little bit surely throughout the night. Bonifacio once again foul. And of course, as they are in every night game, the lights are on already here in Baseball Town. One ball, two strikes, 2 outs. Bonifacio will step out as German taking his time to pitch. Youngster, just 23 years old, out of Tampa, Florida. This is his first time in Double-A, and actually you might recognize a big name that's associated with him in a trade as he came over to the Red Sox. He was acquired for Adam Ottavino, so pretty big deal trade there, and the Red Sox think they got the better end of that with a young up-and-comer. And German will deal to Bonifacio, a ground ball to the shortstop Williams. Over to first, that's out number 3. 3 up, 3 down inning for German to start things off, and the Fightins will trail by 1 as we go into the bottom of the top of the second, excuse me.
Gear up for the Fightin' Phils season. Visit the Brentwood Industries Fightin' Phils team store at FirstEnergy Stadium, or check out our online store 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rphils.com/shop. We have a wide variety of Fightin' Phils hats, t-shirts, kids apparel, and more. Looking for something new? Check out our latest selection of Los Luchadores de Reading and Reading hot dog gear, plus throwback black R-Trains R-Phils attire. Root for your Fightins in style. Stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightins team store or rphils.com/shop.
The Reading Fightin' Phils, in conjunction with Savage 61 Fiesta Fridays, are proud to partner with the eXp Realty Group throughout the 2021 season. Visit their convenient website at brgpa.com. The custom search bar makes house hunting online easier than ever, and their talented team of agents is here to answer all your questions. Call them today at 610-926-8610. eXp Realty Group is a proud partner of the Reading Fightin' Phils at all 7 Savage 61 Fiesta Friday games during the 2021 season. eXp Realty Group, where every move matters.
Savage Auto Groups is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Our large inventory and wide selection of models, along with competitive pricing, allow us to make great deals on many vehicle makes and models. Visit Savage 61, Kia, and L&B in Berks County for all your automotive needs.
To the top of the second, we would like to say thank you to Mimo's Italian Restaurant. I know Tyler and I had their team feed meal pregame and a really good chicken parm.
Yeah, we get excited for all the team feeds, of course, but when we know it's Mimo's, just the Italian, yes, exactly. You get the quality. I am a Italian fanatic, so knowing that I'm getting a quality chicken parm is always exciting.
The first offering from Hendrickson sent sky high from Potts, coming in, Tatum, back Durant. I think they're going to run out of room though, as it ends up in the stands. They seem okay as it bounces up, and kids run to get it. So we'll go again. But it's great here at the ballpark, but it's even better if you can go to Mimo's in person. They've got space, newly renovated space for each dining area, so you've got, you know, a nice, pleasant, sizable atmosphere, and then of course the authentic Italian dishes as well. Can't go wrong going to Mimo's, and we appreciate their partnership with the Reading Fightin' Phils. No balls, 2 strikes here to Hudson Potts. He had that 3-run dinger the other day, or yesterday rather, that really carried the Portland Sea Dogs through the game. And there's a ball in the dirt now, so it's 1-2. Fans still streaming into the ballpark here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Gotta pick up your pregame beer and a hot dog as this one hits the roof, so Potts will stay
That foul ball is
alive.
brought to you by PA Insurance Fraud Prevention Authority. Is it a beautiful?
1 ball, 2 strikes now, and it is a called strike 3 there from home plate umpire Jonathan Fioretta. We saw him on Tuesday. We'll see him again behind the plate tonight. The crew chief has Edwin Jimenez shifting to third and Tanner Ward over at first tonight. So 1 out now for Hendrickson. Second strikeout of the day. And here is Hernandez.
And his top this season is 5 strikeouts in a game, already with 3 throughout the first 4 outs. So something that we're not necessarily known for seeing from him.
That's a foul ball out of Ronaldo Hernandez.
Say he's a soft contact producer. He's actually a backwards splits guy. Both him and German are, which means that they do better with the opposite hand up at the dish as opposed to the same side, which usually goes the pitcher's way.
No balls and 2 strikes now.
And the looping curveball working. That one's 71 miles an hour, and it's breaking a lot today. He must really have a good feel for it.
And he stays alive now, poking this one up into the plaza. It's tough when you're able to send fastballs in, 90s, and then you throw it down. Here's 74 on the gun. As a hitter, you're not always expecting something like that. And just to be able to battle that back even with a foul ball here from Hernandez. And chopper to Brito, picks it up, over to Stokes, an easy out for number 2 here in the top of the second.
The catcher, number 25, Johnny
That's a
Parade.
perfect point where what makes it so difficult as well is the fact that he has a slider and a curveball. So one of them is going to be to the righty batter especially. It's going to be cutting in on their hands at a higher velocity as opposed to that low looping breaking ball working off the 90-mile-an-hour fastball where you can read it out of the hand, no breaking balls coming, and eliminate the fastball then and there, but you still don't know how much it's going to break, how north to west it's going to break, and how difficult the pitch would be to hit.
Ball outside to Pareda, 1-0. Yesterday was the first time we saw Pareda had a double and walked. He's situated behind the plate tonight, and Hernandez, the DH, he sends a long ball out to left, chasing it down is Steven. It's going to drop in fair territory, and as he tosses it in, it'll be a double for Pareda now with 2 outs. So the same thing happened in the first, although this one doesn't result in run. 2 quick outs for Hendrickson, and then gets a little bit rocked, trying to get the 3rd out. We'll see if he can just strand the base runner this time. Now, with 2 outs, here's Grant Williams.
And Pareda there, he really muscled that ball down the left field line. He got the slow breaking ball, so he already has to give a lot of the exit velocity himself. But at the same time, he really didn't get that one clean off the barrel. A little out in front of it, not a clean sound off the bat, but still able to put it past Stevens out and left.
Williams takes a called strike for the first offering. Lots of extra base hits by either teams in this series. We've seen some serious doubles into the corners. These are 2 power teams coming home is Hendrickson. He gets Williams to foul it back. Do it again. Williams was on day one, on Tuesday, he was the leadoff batter and has batted ninth, and now 8th. And he posted foul, so it's 0-2 still. But he's still getting a lot of production for the bottom part of the order. Yesterday only reached on a fielder's choice, but on Wednesday he had a 2-hit day with a stolen base as well. And has played both positions in the middle infield. Hendrickson looks over. Now he'll kick it fire home just outside. Williams takes it as 1-2. The international fireworks men from Douglasville are out setting up already for the post-game fireworks. Yesterday they were pretty amazing. After the game, you still have time to come out tonight, and if you can't, tomorrow there will be post-game fireworks as well, so don't worry. You can get your fix here in Reading at FirstEnergy Stadium. Pareda taking a nice lead off of second. Hendrickson getting the sign from Durant behind the plate. He agrees. Now the lefty sets up, kicks and fires another ground ball to Brito, gets it on the hop over to Stokes, and that'll do it this time. Hendrickson strands the runner on second, and no runs come across the plate. So 1-0 Portland as we head into the home half of the second.
What does it mean to bank locally with Tompkins? It means keeping your money in your community with a team of neighbors to guide you through big decisions and milestones, plus all the convenience of our mobile app where you can manage your account, deposit checks remotely, send money to family and friends, even turn your card off if it gets misplaced, then back on when you find it. Ready to bank locally with the team at Tompkins? Visit Tompkins Vist Bank online or at a branch to get started. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Copa de la Diversión is an initiative of MILB which creates alternate identities for teams across the country wishing to better reach out to their Latino communities. The new identity represents more than a luchador. Luchar means to fight for, and luchador translates to fighter. But it also signifies a specific type of fighter, a masked wrestler. The mask logo pays tribute to some of the most notable elements of the city of Reading. Embodied in the luchador's masks is Reading's pagoda, surrounded by 23 sun rays representing the Latin American countries and Puerto Rico. Down the bridge of the nose is Reading's fire tower. Home plate serves as a luchador's mouth, with FirstEnergy Stadium's facade creating the upper lip. Below the chin are train tracks, symbolic of the historic Reading Railroad. And along the side are baseball seams, a nod to Baseball Town's rich history. Fans can look forward to the R-Phil's players suiting up in Los Luchadores de Reading caps and jerseys on specific games throughout the season.
Well, in between the second, we really get a lot of exhilaration. Crazy hot dog vendors half inning, and up here we are ready to catch a hot dog if one should enter our press box.
When?
We've got the net out. We've got shout out to Mike Ventola for his net up here in the press box. He's broken it out, but haven't been able to fish for one just yet.
As we've discussed, the throw is very difficult to go above the access industry safety nets alongside the lower roof we have above us. It's a tight window. It's a tough play to make.
Pinged it off up there. But now Madison Stokes is set to lead us off here in the bottom of the second. The Fightins trail by a run. And coming back on the mound is German. Stokes takes the first pitch ball, and a second one grazes the outside corner. Phillies about ready to start their game number 2 of the doubleheader today, although the Marlins already have a 2-0 lead, and Stokes gets it through the gap into right field. A base hit for Madison Stokes now to lead us off at the bottom of the second. The Fightins are going to have to catch up quickly here to the Sea Dogs, and we know that no lead is safe here at FirstEnergy Stadium. We've seen a ton of back and forth, especially over the past week or so here at the ballpark. And with the runner on first, here's Josh Stephen. Starling Marte with a 2-run homer in the first. The Marlins leading 2-0.
Madison Stokes has been swinging a great stick so far, his 5th hit of the series already after his 3-hit game to open it up.
Stephen takes a pitch downstairs, and it's 1-0. With Reed holding Stokes on first, Stephen, if he can pull the ball actually in his favor, has some space.
Everybody clap your hands.
2 balls, no strike. German slowing down already here with the runner on out of the stretch. He fires home. Stephen makes contact with the end of his bat and sends it foul.
So far, German attacking the zone so far. One of his problems in some games that has tacked on a couple of extra runs, giving him his 5.73 ERA on the season, is the walks. He has 19 in 44 innings and just a 1.74 strikeout per walk.
Gets the sign, and instead we'll go over to first. Stokes able to get back with ease.
And as we mentioned, he does fare better against right-handed batters, so Stephen could come into it with that confidence because you always feel better facing a righty. However, the numbers don't back it up.
Two balls, 2 strikes here as Stephen fouls it back. Obviously been very successful with Reading as of late. Really just taking in the moment and coming really full force these past few days. Runner on first now. And there's nobody out here for Josh Stephen as he looks to get at least Stokes into scoring position. Here's the offering, and he's going to get it through the gap, the same spot that Stokes did. He's going to hustle around and dive into third. The throw way off the line, and back-to-back hits for the Fightin Phils put them runners on the corners now. And nobody out. The Fightins looking to strike here.
A little bit of small ball to start. A couple of hard grounders through the 3-4 hole on the right side of the infield. Make it first to third. Is heads up base running for Stokes to know that he can go first to third. That all comes down to the scouting report, and they are interested to test the arm of Granberg out and right. Now it brings in Rodolfo Duran, who has been swinging a hot bat. He gets the off day yesterday, but 2 homers in the first 2 games of this series. He's really seeing the ball well.
Corner infielders in, while the middle infielders back deep. The first offering to Duran is outside for a ball. German's last outing did 4 innings of work. He's kind of hovered a median 4 innings, which is a little bit off from what the rest of the Portland starters do, going longer as Duran kicks it to second. This could be 2, but it would score a run for Fightins as they go 4-6-3, but Stokes crosses the plate and ties it up. So an RBI double play for Duran, which I feel like you don't often get that as much, and so we're going to tie it up now as McCarthy Tatum heads up.
Yes, he does do the job in a way, gets the run in. However, now 2 outs in the inning. But when you put the ball in play, good things do happen. That's just what they needed to tie it up. And all 3 of the hits, in all honesty, were just putting the ball in play. 2 of them just happened to find the right spot.
Yeah, Stokes and Stephen sent that like maybe 5 feet over towards first. And Duran, just 5 feet to the left, wasn't able to get it through the gap. But good work there. gets in a run to tie it up. Although there's 2 outs now, McCarthy Tatum looks to extend the inning. 2 balls, no strikes from German. Pokes it foul, and it's 2-1.
German's most desirable attribute is obviously the high velocity he gets on that fastball. He's really been sitting 97 so far, and hitters unable to catch up to it so far. Tatum tried to there, fouled it straight back. Probably one of the better swings we've seen on the fastball today.
2 balls, 1 strike coming in. He chases 2-2. Now, German has been known to give up a number of home runs throughout the season. This is not a ballpark where you can miss a pitch like that because it will go out. In his debut versus New Hampshire, allowed 2 home runs in 3 straight starts. This one over to third and will be sent to first for out number 3. So German does get out of the inning, but the Fightins end up tying it up off the bat of Duran. Stokes scores, so we're knotted at 1, heading into the 4th.
Spend some quality time with the family by taking them out to a ball game every Sunday home game at FirstEnergy Stadium. Sundays are Burke's Packing Sunday Family Fun Days, presented by Classic Harley-Davidson. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for only $50 when purchased in advance. Burke's Packing is a family-owned and operated meat processor located here in Reading, specializing in hot dogs, ham, specialty meats, and more. Join us for Burke's Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at Sunday home games all season long here at FirstEnergy Stadium. The Fightins feature special post-game concerts throughout the entire season with more live music than anywhere else in Berks County. Each post-game concert features $1 off St. Boniface Brewing and live music on the T-Mobile stage. That's post-game concerts thanks to St. Boniface Brewing. From the cleanup position, there's no one better in the field than J.P. Mascaro & Son. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. Make our team your team, whether in a pinch or for the long haul. Like the Reading Fightin' Phils, we're the best in our field. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO.
Said the 4th, but I meant the 3rd. 4 is the new 3, 3 is the new 4, something like that. Don't want to rush this baseball game. We're only in the top of the 3rd, and we're all tied up at 1. And Hendrickson, of course, back on the mound after a pretty clean 2, just that home run that he missed there. He has 27 pitches to get through 2, and German 33. Hendrickson, a lot of ground outs have kind of held him afloat here as he pitches to the number 9 hitter, Tanner Nishioka, the righty bat. Clouds in the sky right now, so it's cooled off just a little bit at the park. And it's inside, 1-0.
Nishioka in that last inning for the double play, we were more worried about our side of it. Guilty as charged.
He sends one high in the sky coming over Bonifacio on the run, but it is going to end up in the right field grandstand.
But he really made a nice play on that one. It was a low line drive ground ball, so he hit it very hard, and it took a skip off the mound and off the lip of the grass where the infield grass meets the infield dirt. And he stayed down on it, made a pick, and was still able to make the turn for it. So it was a nice play that got the double play.
Hendrickson sends one into Nishioka down to his knees, a swinging strike, and it's 1-2 here. Sets up, glove at his face, then he'll take a step back, kick and fire, and it's foul, so we'll go again.
And there's that cutting fastball slider hybrid pitch, if you will. He gets a good velocity on it, but you can see it there as it catches up on the hands quicker than you might think if you're a righty batter. That's why righties struggle against him. Just a .213 batting average when they put the ball in play.
The offering on the inside corner. They check his swing, but he doesn't go around. 2-2. Now the umpires today are being evaluated by their managing umpire, the crew chief of all crew chiefs. Brian is here today, if you will, to kind of manage and keep in check how they're doing. A ground ball over to Gamboa, clutches it onto Stokes, and that's one away. And so he basically, tracks the game, monitors with it. Then after the game, they will spend another 3 hours re-watching every call that's made. And so that way, there is progress, there is training going on still during the season, there is, learning going on. They're not just out there a free-for-all. These guys are, still coming up through the ranks. So, they do get some training during the game. And he was explaining to me the process of how everyone, how all these crews get picked as Rosario's now up, takes the ball in the dirt. So the crew chief, in this instance, Biarretta, typically, most of the time, is the guy with the most experience. So the guys with the most experience will be separate crew chiefs throughout each separate crew as a called strike comes in. And then the other guys, they'll fill in, they'll try to put guys with similar personalities because, they're on the road together for 5 months, so they don't want animosity if they can avoid it. So they try to pick by personality. Way inside, Rosario has to back up. It's 2-1, and it's interesting. It seems like a lot more complicated than I had imagined it to be, especially, guys get called up. Some guys retire in the middle of the season, so there's a lot of work going involved to keep up to date as Rosario pops this one foul, 2 balls, 2 strikes. But Brian is here managing the umpires today.
There's a really great former umpire out there, Dale Scott, who kind of dives into the life of a Major League umpire. And if you thought it was just rolling out of bed and umpiring a game, you could not be more wrong.
And he gets into chase, though he does get a piece of it, so he'll stay alive.
It's interesting because, everyone, obviously, the most difficult thing to do in sports is obviously hit professional hitting. But right there behind it is calling those same pitches and calling those bang-bang plays and having to know the million nuances of the game itself. And it's so interesting to see that development.
Fly ball over to Bonifacio. He'll make the basket catch at the knees, and that's a quick out, number 2. Here's Castellanos. Yeah, there's a lot more to it than people think. And it's easy to get angry at them when they mess up an important play or something like that. But for the most part, they're trying their best out there,
Oh, to say the least, and to see how much work goes into it afterwards, the 3-hour analysis post-game, the constant updating and following. We just had a rule change a couple days ago here that they had to learn and instill into their million of other things.
Remember to monitor something like that as Castellanos sends one back into the Plaza net. Infield back deep. The outfield is as well here to Castellanos, and he'll take a pitch upstairs.
I stand at the firm belief as well, just looking at the fans' perspective, that if umpires were perfect, if we go to a robot umpire system, fans would be less happy. They need something to complain about and to harbor their anger at.
Hot take is this is a slow roller up to first, and Stokes is going to make the tag himself as he places it on Castellanos. The first 3 up, 3 down inning for Hendrickson. And I agree with you. There's nothing like getting together and booing the umpire.
Exactly.
Booing the NFL referee when they come out and they make the call. It's a camaraderie of sorts. And so we'll go into the bottom of the 3rd inning with a 1-1 tie. Your Fightin' Phils are set to bat.
From the cleanup position, there's no one better in the field than J.P. Mascaro & Sons. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable quality hauling, disposal, and recycling service for your home or business. Make our team your team, whether in a pinch or for the long haul. Like the Reading Fightin' Phils, we're the best in our field. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO.
Join us as we celebrate Reading's Hispanic and Latino culture during 7 Friday home games this season. The Savage 61's Fiesta Fridays, presented by Alex Batanzas of eXp Realty, Humane Pennsylvania, Supportive Concepts for Families, children's home of Reading and Mao Beer. Fiesta Fridays feature special Los Luchadores de Reading uniforms, Hispanic and Latino food and music, and other cultural events throughout the ballpark. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL or visiting us at the Weidenhammer ticket office at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Every time you grab an ice-cold 20-ounce Pepsi, you'll find a Pepsi emoji on the side of the bottle. So while the Pepsi delivers this, the Pepsi emoji delivers this.
Ooh.
So go ahead, crack open a Pepsi and tell the world how you feel and what you love with Pepsi emojis. Say it with Pepsi.
Christmas in July, folks, as we celebrated here at FirstEnergy Stadium, thanks to CJ's Tire and Automotive, Rack, Stony Creek Rentals, The Helping Company, and PA Virtual Charter School. Now the Reading Fightin' Phils always have very eclectic promotions, mix and match. Get the Fightin' Phils fans invested in the ballpark as Briscoe out there doing his disco and a bunch of other dances. Granny Kumana up at the plate for the first time. Today takes a strike, 0-1. But today we're celebrating Fiesta Friday along with Christmas in July, so an interesting mix of things today. But they do it well with the Christmas songs and the Luchadores jerseys. A hot ground ball over to third, and Kumana down at first for out number 1. Here's Logan Landon.
Logan Landon.
Kumana just really got thrown into it yesterday with that. He had a double, then got thrown out at third, and then struck out with the bases loaded to end the game. You know, they say toss you into the fire and figure it out. And that's what they've done here. Although he had some AA experience and AAA experience before, you know, we saw these guys take a little bit to settle in. So definitely believe that he'll come around in full force for Reading this summer as Landon takes a called strike. It's 1-1.
And just to further up on that point, it would have been a much different circumstance for him being in the box if it wasn't for his RBI double. Going back to the game, he was one of the 2 runs produced.
Good point there. Definitely deserves credit for that. If this one's fouled outside of the stadium and into the parking lot, which I did park over there, so we'll see how that goes down later. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, and I feel like sometimes those runs don't get valued as much as they should, because the game would have never been at that point, you know, if he didn't get those runs earlier as Landon strikes out swinging. So there's 2 away now for Daniel Brito on the top of the first. Top of the third. Ooh, I'm a little troubled with my words here today.
It's been a long homestand. It's been a fun homestand, but
yeah, this is game 10 of 12
yes.
for the past 2 weeks in 90-degree weather. But enjoying every minute of it here at FirstEnergy Stadium as Brito takes a pitch in the dirt.
Have good fortune due to weather as well. Only the 1 rain out turning into a doubleheader, so still getting all of our games in, and perfect weather for almost all of them.
The righty kicks and fires again downstairs, 2-0. Brito struck out swinging in his first at-bat, but has been really high producing for the Fightins. Of course, those fan zone team leaders presented by Joanna Arias at North Point Bank. Brito leading in half of the hitting categories. Bonifacio still, you know, the remaining other half. The 2 of them have been really keeping this team in the games, especially in the top of the lineup. And the pitching shifting a little bit with Morales recording 66 strikeouts as of yesterday, and then Brian Marconi lowering his ERA to 5.9 now. So he'll lead the team in that category as Brito is going to walk on 4 pitches. The Fightins will have a runner on first now with 2 outs for Archimedes Gamboa. So those are the fan zone team leaders presented by Joanna Arias at North Point Bank. And the Fightins looking to make something here now with a runner on first and 2 outs. The score is tied at 1 here in the bottom of the third.
Brito doing his job at the top of the order once again. Another game where he reaches first. And talk about the team leaders now. Bonifacio on deck and Gamboa, one of your hottest bats. It's a good recipe for success.
Inside, so 5 straight balls from German. So Fightin Phil's trying to make something of this if they can.
This might be a classic overthinking it, because he really cruised through the first time through the order, just allowing the 1 run. Now unable to throw a strike as they repeat for the second time.
Upstairs, and that's going to prompt a visit from Pareda, probably for the best there, as he's having trouble hitting the strike zone. And we said earlier, you know, typically he's a 4 or 5 inning guy. Probably not going to get past that couple 3 innings of work. So we'll see if Pareda has helped him figure out a game plan here. But Gamboa, you know, probably hoping he doesn't, as he's got 2 balls and no strikes and a runner on first. Been high production out of Gamboa's bat, and we've actually seen him really a lot from either sides of the plate. The switch hitter batting on the left side right now, and he'll take one inside. 7 straight balls out of German. And Gamboa most likely to hold off on this pitch. Unless it's right down the middle, I would say he takes, but we'll see. Bat up on the shoulder, here's the 3-0. And it's a called strike. Just with 3 balls, you don't want to risk, you know, chopping something slow.
With 2 outs especially, and a runner on, you're trying to put together a 2-out rally here. You're still going to get the same pitch that you would in this 3-1 count most likely.
And he kicks and fires home. Gamboa holds off, and he'll take a pitch downstairs. So it's a full count here, as he's going to have to fight against German now. With a runner on first and 2 outs here in a tie ball game in the bottom of the 3rd. 2 hits on either side as well, and nobody's made an error in the field. Going is Brito, and this ball chopped to second, sliding is Nishioka. We actually saw that happen to him yesterday as well, and that's going to go down, I can imagine, as a base hit, and it does. So base hit there by Gamboa allows him to reach first, and Brito, I think that was key, that he was already pretty much to second by the time the ball got there, because Nishioka could have easily tossed it from the sitting down position over to second, but Brito already there. He had to go make the play at first and just slipped in the grass and not able to get anything done.
That's exactly what I was going to say before the pitch, is doing the same thing that we saw in the second inning from Stokes and then Steven, just hitting that ground ball to the right side of the infield with the runner in motion already, would have done the trick as it did right there. Maybe not in the same way that you were expecting, but it gets the job done and gets the bat to your top power hitter, Bonnie.
Well, like what you were saying before, you know, you just, at the very least, you got to put it in play, and hopefully things will work out in your favor. You know, that's what we saw from Stott as Bonifacio slices one up the right side in the Futures game. While he didn't record a hit, he still reached base both times, and that kind of thing is undervalued. You know, obviously loves to get a hit. That's best case scenario. But if you can't, you're still getting on base, you're still producing for your team. Kind of does the job in and of itself. So the Fightin Phils now, 2 runners on and 2 outs here with Jorge Bonifacio up. They're looking to break open this tie as he takes a pitch downstairs. A big crowd here at FirstEnergy Stadium. The Fightin Phils fans would love for some game action right now.
And if you're Bonifacio, you have to be sitting on that fastball. It's the only pitch that he's really had better control of the second time through the order.
And he chases one low and away. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes now.
That one falls out from it. The changeup obviously just kind of went against what I just said, but still sitting fastball first because it has such a high velocity, 1, and 2. He's really struggled in the zone with any other pitch, unless he's found it now as he steps off. We'll see if he's able to get a pitch to barrel.
Brito on second, Gamboa on first, Jorge Bonifacio at the plate, and German looks back at the runner on second. Now he'll go home with the 1-2 down and away, just where the catcher Pareda was setting up, and it'll be a ball that Bonifacio takes this time. Count evens 2-2.
Doubled up off the off speed, pretty much the same spot, so Bonifacio able to spit on it, realizing the level that it was starting at, even if it was a fastball, may have not been in the zone.
So we'll go again now with the infield back deep. Bonifacio calling time, steps out left foot out, but the right one always planted from when he first steps in the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He sets up. Legs wider than shoulder width apart. German kicks and fires. It's downstairs. He holds off. Pareda popping up, but nobody able to advance. And it's a full count here as Bonifacio looks to continue this inning.
Bonifacio, one of the leaders with also runners in scoring position of 381 batting average. And now the fact that he will have the runners in motion, it'll help not only his power game, which he already has 5 doubles and 5 homers on the season, but just to get one through for a single would do the trick.
Yeah, he's got a team high in RBIs, 39, so hopefully he'll get to 40 here. He's 357, too, with runners in scoring position, 2 outs. The payoff pitch, he sends deep to left field. Castellanos, though, tracking back, and he's able to make the catch. So the Fightin' Phils will strand 2 on here in the bottom of the 3rd, and it'll be still tied at 1 as we go into the top of the 4th.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with the Berks County Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and the prevention of suicide. With 3 simple words, are you okay? The hope is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide affects and hurts everyone, but help is here, and we'll work together to raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-236-0530. That's 610-236-0530.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Of the Christmas tree. That's tonight's PSECU Picture This Game. Merry Christmas, everybody. The grounds crew is brought to you by Deer Country Farm and Lawn, a full-service John Deere dealer with stores in Adamstown, Allentown, Lancaster, and Lebanon to serve you. Now batting for all states they made. The right fielder, number 59, Devlin Grandberg.
Well, welcome back, Fightin' Phils fans. We're still in that 1-1 tie as we head into the top of the 4th, and a familiar radio voice on the air with me today, the marketing director and head summer camp counselor at PA Virtual Charter School. You've heard him before. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you very much, Emily. How are you?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Doing wonderful. I'm just so happy just to see the crowd out here and to be seeing some great baseball, and it's just awesome.
Well, we're happy you guys are out here. They are supporting all of our Fiesta Fridays here, so every Friday night at the ballpark. I believe we've got 2 more coming up that you'll be out here for this season at least.
Absolutely. And before the next one that we're going to be here is, I believe it's August 9th. And you guys have a few things going on. But before even all that, this Tuesday for our summer camp that we do, which is free to anybody. You don't have to attend the school. You just go to pavirtual.com. We're going to be doing a huge tour of the Reading Phillies ballpark right here at FirstEnergy Stadium. It's going to be awesome.
Behind the scenes sneak peek as Granberg sends one off the shin of Hendrickson. He throws it over to first. A great play by Hendrickson, but beating it out is Granberg, and that's a base hit, although Hendrickson doing the best he can. Seems okay, telling everyone he's all right. Did bounce off his shin.
He did a great job just to even get it to first.
Yeah, I'm impressed. And that was a solid throw, too. Sometimes you're a little shaken, but that was right on the money there, a good throw. And so now we will see Tyrone Reed as he's saying, okay, let's keep going. He's telling Duran, get back behind the plate, want to keep working here. Reed who's just new to this AA team, will head up to bat. So yeah, you guys have that big, in the summer camp, and you're coming out to tour the ballpark, and so you guys will offer a behind-the-scenes sneak peek of the ballpark. So you guys, if you're fans of the team, you can check out some areas maybe you've been thinking about, and if you're not, you can get a feel for the ballpark without even having to come out.
Absolutely, and I mean, we're going to be showing a lot of different things that fans don't get a chance to see. We're going to be able to go into the dugout and kind of see how certain things work behind the scenes. We're trying to see if we can actually get into right where we're at right now, the radio booth, and show a lot of kids how things work and how we're even able to broadcast, because it seems like it's old technology, but it's still amazing to check how we're able to get on the airwaves like this. And it's going to be awesome. And I mean, we've been doing this all summer since mid-June. We actually have stuff on YouTube. So we've done things such as like how to make Play-Doh and how to make banana bread. We took a tour of the Lehigh Valley Zoo. We've been on a canoe out at French Creek Park and explored that lake there. We did a bunch of different stuff, and we're going to keep on going until the end of July, July 30th, which is Park Ranger Day, and it's 100% free. So definitely, if you're looking for something to do, pavirtual.com, click on summer camp and just sign up. And it's virtual, and it's something where there is no limit, no cost, just something fun to do at the safety of your own home.
Well, what I think is great about that, as Tyreek Reed now has a 2-1 count, is that you guys have stuff for every kind of person there. So, a household full of a couple different kids, there's something that would interest everyone in that household with the activities that you guys do. And you're right, you don't even have to travel anywhere now. This day could be kind of tough, so you could do it all from your house.
Absolutely, and it's one of those things where, I mean, we've had, sessions where we had 80 kids, and we've had sessions where we've only had, maybe 15, 20 kids, but it's all virtual. We try to make sure that we make every kid feel the love and call them by the first name and ask them questions. And it's one of those things where the youngest kids that we've had have been 5 years old, and the oldest has been 16. So we try to have something for everybody, much like the park. I mean, there's something for everybody here at the park.
Ah, I like that analogy there, as Reed now has a full count. So all ages can participate in the summer program that they have. Hendrickson staring down Duran. There's a runner on first and nobody out here. And he kicks it, fires home the payoff pitch outside. So he's going to walk Reed, and that'll send Granberg over to second. So you guys got this summer camp going on, and you're celebrating your 20th year of online education. I know that Zoom has been really popular, obviously, these past few months. What would you say is the biggest, other growth outside of that?
Well, I think the biggest thing is honestly just people being aware. For us, we just got done celebrating 20 years, so we're entering our 21st year, and a lot of people don't even realize that schools like us have been around for that long. I know you're a little sick and tired of things like Zoom, but we actually have some advanced stuff, such as Blackboard, which is a online.
Ground ball, this could be 2. 6, 4, 3.
Awesome.
And Hendrickson gets a double play there, although Granberg over to third. But there's 2 outs now for Ronaldo Hernandez.
But yeah, I mean, we have a bunch of technology that we use that's this cutting edge, and we're constantly trying to improve it as well. So I think the biggest thing with what happened this past year is just people getting a chance to do it and realize, especially parents, that hey, your second grader, your third grader probably knows email and texting better than you do. So you don't really have to worry about them and how quickly they make friends in the virtual world.
Right. I think people are definitely nowadays more into alternative options. Everything doesn't have to be so traditional anymore. And it's also finding out what works best for you and your child. So some people do, have a really good time meeting people this way. I know, there's definitely different thoughts about video games, but I feel the same way, is that people do make really good friends as the ball gets by Duran. And on what I can only imagine is a wild pitch, they tell me, Granberg scores and breaks the tie now. It is 2-1. On a wild pitch by Hendrickson, the Sea Dogs take the lead. So I think, people undervalue sometimes how good you can make friends over the internet these days, especially with what you're doing. There's interaction, right?
Absolutely. And one good thing that we're able to do, because we've been doing it for so long, is we have a lot of flexibility. So we have live classes with students in the classroom, and we try to keep the class size, between 15 to 25 kids.
This one popped out to left field. Going back is Steven, and it's going to head over the fence right by the video board. A solo shot from Hernandez, so wild pitch or not, that run was scoring from Granberg, and the Sea Dogs have taken a 3-1 lead over the Fightin' Phils as Hendrickson struggling to get out of the fourth here. It'll be Johnny Breda who comes up now with 2 outs.
Only good thing about this is that it's still early.
It is. We got a lot of baseball left.
And speaking of early, to try to transition into the school as well, we actually are doing enrollment right now for the fall for grades kindergarten through 12th grade. And if this is something that you think your kids might actually enjoy, they've been doing well with virtual education, but maybe you're looking for someone who's a little bit more experienced, definitely go to our website, check some stuff out. We're more than happy to talk to you about it. And, you know, basically just give you all the info you need.
Well, Hendrickson ends the inning there with a pop-up to the shortstop, Gambeau, but not before 2 runs score. It is Portland 3, Reading 1 as we head into the home half of the fourth. And we thank you so much for coming on the air today and your information about PA Virtual. If you want any more, pavirtual.com, and you can check out their website and all their options.
Absolutely. You can get info about us as well as sign up for our summer camp, which runs through July 30th and is 100% free. Thank you so much, always.
Thanks for coming back. We'll see you soon.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Feasers Incorporated, a family-owned, full-line food service distributor located in central Pennsylvania. Services restaurants, sporting facilities, theme amusement parks, healthcare facilities, educational facilities, and other institutions throughout Pennsylvania and the Mid-Atlantic region. For over 100 years, Feasers and its employees have committed themselves to making customer service their highest priority. Feasers works hard to provide customers with the products they require, delivered by their helpful fleet drivers. Feasers is large enough to serve and small enough to care. For more information, call 800-326-2828 or Feasers.com.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin' Phils Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on all the great work that ROG Orthodontics provides. ROG Orthodontics and the Reading Fightin' Phils, 2 great hometown partners.
Well, the Fightins trail by 2 runs now as we head into the home half of the fourth. And it is Madison Stokes, Josh Steven, and Rodolfo Duran who are called upon to do something about it here in the bottom of the fourth. The Fightins 1 run on 3 hits, and the Portland Sea Dogs 3 runs on 4 hits as Madison Stokes steps in to face Frank German here. In the first offering, a called strike.
A mixture of a relatively long break for German alongside not the best way to finish the previous inning. We'll see how much that gets into his mental space now as he's dealing with the heart of the order, starting with Stokes, who is one of the sure bats in the order so far, especially with his recent at-bats and how he's looked at the plate.
And he takes another ball. It's 2-1 now. Would love for him to lead off with another base hit so the Fightins can put themselves back into this. A pitch upstairs, and it's 3-1. Obviously, it's not over yet. Lots of ball game left here, and of course, the Fightin' Phils have had some really great at-bats recently. As German kicks and fires outside, and Stokes, a base hit or a walk, he's led off this both times now, innings reaching first, and so the tying run, Josh Steven, who also had a hit in the second, heads up to the dish.
The left fielder, number 10, Josh.
A little bit less velocity now for German. He maxed out at 95 on the fastball in that count. Only threw 3 of them, so we'll see if he's just gearing up back to it or if he is collectively trying to take a little bit off and sacrifice some of that velocity just to make sure he winds up in the strike zone.
Third baseman Potts stepping in a little bit on that infield grass edge. But coming outside is German. Stokes taking a couple steps off first. He's had 3 stolen bases on the season. Fightin's haven't had a lot in total, but we'll see if he gets himself to scoring position as Stephen Faust, this one up the third baseline. Not a bad spot if he's able to move it over just a little bit to the right of third. That'll put himself in a good position to get it right past Potts. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Holds off on a pitch inside. Good take there.
And the one thing I'll look for this R-Phil's team is how they are able to start recognizing the breaking ball. They really haven't had great swings on the off-speed stuff yet. Really done a good job barreling the high velocity, which is great an accomplishment in itself, but now seeing a couple of out-in-front swings here.
Take on the outside corner by Steven, but it's a called strike, so it is 2-2 now. Sun starting to set here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Still very warm though here on Christmas in July Day. Doesn't quite feel like Christmas at all. So we had a very white winter this past year. Going over to first is German, with Stokes able to get back in time.
At least we're seeing plenty of white out on the field with 2 teams wearing the white pants.
Much my preference, at least.
Yes, of the 2, I agree.
There's 2 seasons, baseball and winter, they say. And thank God we're in the baseball one, as once again German going back to first.
Thankfully, the baseball one's longer.
Oh my gosh, gotta love it. Especially with the season going a little bit later this year. We'll go all the way into mid-September and perhaps a week later if the baseball gods allow. 2 balls, 2 strikes, still here to Josh Stephen with no outs on the board. The offering, he'll send it foul. It's going to go into the stands though, and we'll have to go again.
Some action getting up now in the Portland bullpen. A lefty starting to warm up, and this is just a tiring at bat so far. Stephen fouling a couple of pitches off, a couple of pickoff moves as well. In the heat, as we just mentioned, we'll see what he does here.
Inside to Stephen and heading over to second on what I imagine is a wild pitch there. Will allow Stokes to get into scoring position now, and a full count here to Josh Stephen with nobody out.
Another one similar to the Duran wild pitch. It's just those 50-50 balls right at the cusp of hitting the dirt but still being caught, not getting down to block it. It's those tough plays that I think that are some of the toughest for a catcher to keep in front, and so far 2 wild pitches on them in the inning.
And that comes especially, you know, obviously tough in this scenario, but that can get especially tough when it's the 3rd strike. As Stephen contacts this out to left field, Castellanos back on the warning track. He'll make the grab, and since it's on the left side, Stokes is going to have to stay put at second, so that's out number 1. But with that drop 3rd strike, we've seen it a couple times where it's in the dirt. And then, you know, it should be an out, but they have to pick it up and throw it over to first. And the beauty of the pitch is that it's outside and you get a guy to chase and look silly. And then it gets past the catcher and it's a tough play to make. And I know there's definitely different views on that drop 3rd strike rule, as John Means faced it in his game, in his no-hitter. Almost a perfect game except for that.
I like it. I like the
You're
rule.
a fan
I
of the
think
quirky rules.
I am. I mean, it's the same thing. I compare it all the time to we're talking about football once again, fumbling out of the end zone so you lose possession. It's the other team's ball at the 20. Like little nuances of the game like that kind of make it interesting.
You have to be a follower to know.
Exactly.
That's what I think. I'm a fan of if you bunt foul on the second strike, it's an out. That's a weird one. It doesn't.
At least, that one makes
like
sense. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because, or else people would just be up there. There are people that mastered it right now. Yeah, exactly.
Well, Duran fouls one back, and the count is 1-1. But baseball definitely has a ton of quirky rules like that, where if you're not a follower, you might not know about it. But that's what we're here to help for. We'll clue you into all those little niche things as Duran ropes one up the third baseline foul.
Even outside of the rules, just the nuances of pitch selection and infield positioning and matchups like lefty-righty stuff, all of it. As soon as you dive off the deep end as a baseball fan, it gets a heck of a lot more interesting.
Checks his swing, but he doesn't go around. 2-2.
Another long count here. Duran working a little one now. German up to 71 pitches.
I say typically we see about 80 or so from the past few starters on either side. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Duran. He checks his swing again, and this time they say he goes around trying to chase, so that's out number 2 with Stokes on second in scoring position. The Fightin Phils have had trouble over these past few games with runners in scoring position and bringing them home, leaving a lot of guys on base where they've gotten themselves so close to the opportunity to tie the game, tack some runs on, eat away at the lead, and just haven't had the opportunity to bring them all the way around home. But we'll see what McCarthy Tatum could do today with a runner on second and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. The Fightins trail by 2 runs. And coming home now is German. Takes a swinging strike. Stokes a little jumpy out there over on second.
Tatum there, a check swing on a changeup that falls out of the zone. German has such great arm action from his fastball and his changeup. It's so tough to decipher the two, and it's had the luchadors out in front.
And he chases again, 0-2.
Tatum so far this season, we talk about some of the struggles they've seen recently with runners in scoring position. He's a part of that 133 average with a runner in scoring position. He has 1 of each in the power category with it, however, a double, a triple, and a homer.
And here's the offering inside, so Tatum's going to take.
The strikeouts with runners in scoring position is one of the main problems for them on the season. 167 for the team, only 157 for the other side, so just a tad bit worse.
Runner on second now with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt, and it's 2-2.
German, as we get to the later innings, he's kind of eliminated the breaking ball as of yet, or if he is still throwing, he's throwing it with velocity. It's basically, from what I could see up here, he's become a fastball changeup pitcher. And that may go to when he had trouble the second time through the order, just eliminating the pitch that he wasn't able to get good control of.
Looking back at second is German. Now a kick and fire home, the 2-2. Poke the opposite way into the stands, and Tatum stays alive now, the 5th pitch of the at-bat.
Duran had a 5-pitch at-bat, Steven a 7-pitch at-bat, and Stokes on the walk. You mentioned earlier, he only had 5, so still all of these batters piecing it together. Although it's just 1 runner on a walk in scoring position now, they've really put a stress on that arm of German.
Stokes, no one's covering him on second. He's jumping around back there, and the pitch outside to Tatum, so it's a full count here with a runner on second and 2 away.
And I'll be interested to see if he's going. He's been, as you mentioned, dancing around, able to get as big a lead as he wants now, nobody holding him on. No force to third, obviously, can be thrown out even if there is a walk. So I'm interested to see.
I think he wants to, though.
Yes.
I gotta be honest. Here's the payoff pitch outside, and McCarthy Tatum works a 2-out walk, so there's 2 men on with 2 outs, and it's the guy, Granny Kumana, yet again.
And he had a quick at-bat last time. I didn't get a chance to mention it, but you get a chance to come out to the stadium or watch on MILB.TV instead of just us talking about it. He's a fun at-bat to watch. He can work a count, fouls off a ton of pitches, and is out of the box after he makes contact, but it's almost before he makes contact. He's just so jumpy in the box and able to know his zone and attack his zone. It's really fun to watch.
He's definitely got good speed as well, as we saw him try to leg out a triple. And the first pitch inside, a good eye there. 1 ball, no strikes. German getting himself into a pickle here, and it didn't look like they were ready for him to come out, as the pitching coach, Lance Carter's coming out. No one warming up anymore over there in the bullpen. So I guess they're going to ask him to try to finish this inning, as the second baseman, Nishioka, comes in and grabs the rosin bag. And it's the pitcher, catcher, and Carter out there.
And Lance Carter, he came out, like you said, just first pitch the ball. It was basically before the catcher threw it back.
I feel like they didn't even know he was going to come out.
It looked like he was running around in the dugout. I think he wanted to get out there before the Kumana at bat. Didn't have a chance to. So instead comes out for the conversation.
And so after the meeting from the pitching coach, it does still look like they're going to go with German to try to get the final out. The Fightin' Phils, 2 runners on, 2 outs, and Granny Kumana up at the plate. And here's the 1-0 to Kumana, a called strike.
So we saw someone warming up already. It doesn't look like he's going to come in this inning, but I would assume this is the last inning for German. So able to kind of finish out what he's got left in the tank, 96 on the gun.
Outside to Kumana, 2-1. Definitely still rolling here. Doesn't exactly seem like he's laboring, although there are 2 runners on and 2 outs now. He does have an open base, which is possible to load the bases here. Kumana obviously looking with 2 runs down to make a difference here. He takes up and away, and it's 3 ball, 1 strike.
And German, he does have good endurance at this point, but they're not a pitcher that they've really let stretch out kind of throughout most of his career. He only threw 81 innings last season between rookie ball to high A, both developmental leagues, where you would see that by the end of the season. And the season before that, only 91 1/3.
And interesting to see that from a starter as he comes home with a 3-1. Kumana up to first, and it's fielded by Reed, and he'll step on the bag to make the last out. The Fightin' strand 2 on here in the bottom of the 4th, and Portland still up by 2 as we head into the 5th.
The Fightin' Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, JP Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's JP Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. JP Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
It's summer. Time to trade hibernation for liberation. Couch time for tan lines. The sunshine and good times are waiting, so it's time to go the distance in a car you can depend on. Kia, backed by our 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Summer's calling. How will you answer? Kia, movement that inspires. Hurry into your local Kia dealer today for great deals on our exciting lineup of vehicles built for summer.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty program refers to a limited powertrain warranty. See retailer for warranty details.
Well, welcome back, Fightin's Phil's fan. A special guest here in the top of the fifth with me. It is Bill from CJ's Tire and Automotive. Merry Christmas in July, Bill.
Well, Merry Christmas to you, Emily. It's great to be here. What a nice night for baseball. A little warm, but let's score some more runs. It'll be a lot more fun.
Oh my gosh, I would love that as well, as the Fightins trail by 2 here in the top of the fifth. And Hendrickson going to come out for another inning of work as Williams, Nishioka, and Rosario up to bat. So I'm sure you've been following the Fightins this season. How's it being at the game, though?
This is actually, this is only, I'm disappointed that I've only saw in my third or fourth game this year. But the other 3 games they've won. So.
Okay, so you're a good luck charm.
I hope so.
All right, so they got a chance to pull it out here as Hendrickson sends a ball and a strike into Williams. So we're celebrating Christmas in July here at the ballpark. You guys are celebrating that at CJ's too. Do you guys have some deals going right now, I'm told?
Yeah, we do. This is a kind of a fun time of the year. I think a lot of folks are thinking about the summer vacation and having some fun. And after the last 18 months, it's nice to be out and about. And I think a lot of folks are doing that. So
a bunt there by Williams. Duran picks it up and he misplays it. And he can't get it in his hand over to first, and so Williams is going to reach safely. We'll have to see how they score that. It is a base hit there. A chopped bunt gets Williams on first, and that'll set Hendrickson up for the double play.
I think that was a pretty tough play. He made a good effort at it, but I'm not so sure even if he fielded cleanly, he'd have thrown him out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He was really hustling down to first.
Yep.
So, yeah, people are going on vacation nowadays. They're trying to get out of the house, and you guys are going to help them get out there safely.
Well, this is just a good time, before people travel, to check their tires and make sure that they're good, because we want people to travel safely. Check the oil. It may be time in summer, and especially the heat wave that we've had. It's really tough on engines. So checking oil, checking the cooling system, and checking tires is critically important. And so the timing is good for us to do a sale, put our services on sale, put some of the best deals of the year on tires right now. You can save $50, $100, $200 depending on the brand and application right now during our sale, which runs through the 23rd.
Wow, that's exciting, because eventually you're going to need new tires, and you don't want to be caught needing them, as this one is popped up into right field. Bonifacio coming over, making the catch. Now he's trying to tag, and he'll go back. A good throw in by Bonifacio, and there's an out on the board as we go back to the top of the order. Yeah, definitely don't want to be caught in a pickle there with your tile, or having old oil in your car as well.
Well, again, the last thing somebody wants is to have a delay getting to vacation, or a problem on vacation when they're away from home, away from wherever they do surface. We hope it's at CJ's, but wherever they are. So if we can take care of them before they go, that's the idea of the sale.
And it's inside for a strike. It's good to hear, just out there, wanting to make sure everyone's safe, especially, with the rough winter we have. There are so many potholes out there. If you're traveling around Berks County, if you're going up to CBP, if you're going down to the Jersey Shore for the night or for the weekend, you don't want to, get into a pickle with that.
Well, and one thing that a lot of people forget about in the summertime is their battery. We think when cold weather we need our battery to crank, but actually summertime is the hardest time of the year on your battery, because it's operating so many things in your vehicle.
Hendrickson hits him in the face, I think. He seems okay as he's sitting up. Coming in, Corey Wimberly and the trainer coming out as well. And a gasp from the crowd, although Rosario on one knee.
I don't know if he's got any whiskers on his chin, but if he does, they're gone now.
Oh my gosh. That looked up there, but he's up, he's moving, which is definitely a good sign. Never want to see anyone hurt on either side. The trainer, Scott Gallen, out there assisting him. I did not know that. I don't know I'm one of those people that is just like, my car moves in the right direction. So I don't know too much about it. So I would have never known the average person that summer is the hardest time.
Summer is the hardest time on your battery. Obviously, having your cooling system functioning, that keeps as you're driving, especially again in this heat, there's a lot of heat buildup, from the road surface. So making sure that you've got a good antifreeze coolant in the radiator is really important. Checking hoses and belts, and all those things are part of safety inspections that you can get done at CJ's for free.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I might have to take my car over to see you.
Well, free is good.
Free
Emily.
is
good.
for me. I love free. As this one's fouled off by Castellanos, making his way down to first is Rosario. He seems okay, maybe a little shaken after being hit by a pitch, but he's jogging out there fine right now. And so there's 2 runners on, 1 out here for Hendrickson, and Castellanos up at the plate.
Sure be nice to see a ground ball double play.
Wouldn't you love it to end the inning? I think the crowd would love it too. This seems like a very invested crowd. I like when everyone's getting into it. The runners are going. Duran with the throw, and he's going to get the out at second.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Nice throw.
That was right out in front.
Perfect.
And so they'll get the runner at second, Rosario, as Duran makes a perfect throw out to second. And Williams does not get credited for the stolen base there as they were going for the double steal, but Hendrickson picks up an out. And now with 2 strikes to Castellanos, all he has to do here is get the out to end the inning. And this one, a liner. Steven coming in, it's going to bloop and score a run. You're right. You called that before it even landed, as Castellanos with a base hit will send in Williams. And now Portland has a 4-1 lead over the Fightin' Phils, as Hendrickson looking for the final out of the inning. He'll face Devlin Granberg.
He's made some really good pitches tonight. That was a great pitch, and he just barely got a piece of it and got it over the shortstop's head. What a shame.
I know. He's been super good since being called up from High A for the Fightins. Have been one of those really reliable guys throughout this, back of the first half of the season, and they're definitely going to look to him for the second half for sure, as he checks on Castellanos over at first. And now he'll come home to Granberg. This one popped up. It's going to go outside the field of play, and that's a strike to Granberg.
Emily, I got to tell you, these players from Portland, they're all pretty big guys.
I was noting that too. A lot of them like 6'4", 220 on the roster. Castellanos out on first for sure, and their new guy Tyreek Reed, who I don't know if you saw him over at first. He looks like he could play football too.
Yeah.
Granberg takes a ball, 1-1 now. We got the best seat in the house up here, I think.
Emily, this is awesome.
Coming home now as Granberg sends one sky high. Landon tracking in. It's going to be Landon Gamboa, and it's Landon as Gamboa gets out of the way at the last second possible.
That was a close one.
And the Fightin' Phils make the play to end the inning, not before Portland adds another run onto the board. It is 4-1 as we go into the Fightin's home half and look for some more offense out of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Thanks for joining me on the air today, Bill.
Emily, it's been my pleasure. You're doing a great job. Thank you very much. We really appreciate that, and let's go Fightins.
Thank you. Head over to CJ's Tire and Auto for all your automotive needs.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with Humane Pennsylvania throughout the 2021 season. Humane Pennsylvania is the region's premier leader in animal welfare and empowers the people in our communities to increase their capacity to care for animals so that all animals are safe, healthy, and treated humanely. Humane Pennsylvania is proud to be a Fiesta Friday and Bark in the Park sponsor. Learn more about Humane Pennsylvania and how you can help build the best community anywhere to be an animal by visiting humanepa.org.
To enjoy a perfectly crafted 1893 from the makers of Pepsi Cola, you must first appreciate its carefully selected ingredients. A dash of cola nut extract, a hint of real sugar, a splash of sparkling water, and a generous amount of attractive spokesperson. Trust me, I'm gorgeous. Cheers to 1893 boldly blended colas, a delicious balancing act of premium ingredients from the makers of Pepsi Cola.
It's time for the Junior PA announcers, brought to you by our local Kia dealers. Please welcome tonight's first Kia Junior PA announcer, Jaden.
Well, we'll clue you into what's going on out on the field right now. Obviously, Tyler and I have no say in this whatsoever, so we're just going to report the facts. But the stadium lights that hang overhead, so there's one on the right field side, 4 in the outfield, and then one on the left field side. And the one on the left field side is out right now. And it's shadowing. There's shadows for sure. It's not pitch black over there by any means because there's so many lights. As Landon sends one into center field, tracking back is Castellanos, and he makes a quick out, so that's one away. And proof that you can still see over there and left.
Great point.
As there's one away now for Daniel Brito. And I will admit that it's darker than I thought it would be over there right now. Tyler mentioned that. Tough to see the guys make out the numbers in the bullpen over there. But it is the umpire's call. Now that the game has started, it's the umpire's call. Of course, they can take feedback from both of the managers on what are good playable conditions. And I'm interested to see if, because the roving umpire instructor Brian is here,
that's the first thing I thought. Yep.
That they will want to play more as Brito swings and misses, is down in the count, or does it mean that they are going to think more about playing conditions?
Yeah.
I don't know what side that will make them lean to, but I know the fact that he is here is going to make a difference in what's going through the umpire's mind.
I think it's a great factor regardless, because now there's a fourth option and a veteran experience option to realize, as opposed to if they were, trying to talk to them over the phone or something. It's a lot harder to relay that.
I don't know if they would let him make the call, because on a typical day he's not going to be here.
That's true.
So they would have to make the call on their own. And I guess it would really come down to the crew chief as well. But right now we're still in play here. The Fightins trail by 3, and there is an out with Brito chopping one up foul. It's 1-2. And as we've had this situation before, 5 innings is a complete game here at the ballpark. Now the home team up at bat right now, and it doesn't matter who's winning on either side. I think you have to be through 4.5. And we are through that as Brito pops one outside of the field of play. The count remains 1-2. But hopefully we can keep playing here as long as it's not an issue for the players, and it doesn't seem to be right now. So that's just an update on what's going on out on the field right now. But Portland 4 runs on 6 hits, Reading 1 run on 3 hits, as they need to start chipping away at this Portland lead in the middle part of this game. The infield back deep here to Brito, and the 1-2 coming in. He swings and misses as a drop third strike. Picking it up is Pareto over to first, and that is out number 2. And they did put German back into this game, which I find interesting. There was someone warming up at the pen. He did labor a lot in the 4th, but he didn't give up anything, really. He's been pretty on point, so they're going to let him go. There is someone warming up in the bullpen still, but he's on 91 pitches right now, but he's got 2 outs here with Archimedes Gamboa up at the plate.
He's already surpassed his season total. He had 90 dating way back to June 15th against the Rumble Ponies, and that was his last win as well, so going deep enough, just enough with 5 innings pitched to require the W. But still able to try and stretch it out as much as he can. And this is an exciting look to see him grit and grind through some innings, especially as I can't stop mentioning he couldn't throw a strike the second time through the order to Brito and others. Now he's been able to turn it around and get him into the 5th inning with a lead.
1 ball, 2 strikes here to Gamboa. Coming home is the righty German. He slices it foul into the dugout suite there, and he'll continue on now with 2 outs.
And the one common denominator between that last outing that he had where he went 5 innings over 90 pitches and this one is the lack of walks. He's really been able to attack the zone, as that hasn't been able to say this whole season.
Gamboa ropes it up again. This time it's in the stands. And I'll notice that point that you're making now with low walks is really consistent throughout all of Portland's pitching staff. Matthew Kent, who just got called a Worcester, hadn't had a walk since early May. A lot of these other guys really low walk counts. And that's a really good point that you make that we can kind of see all throughout the Sox pitching staff.
And at the same time, it's also this R-Phil's team and shows how aggressive they are in counts. They're not necessarily looking for walks. They're instead looking for something to barrel, and that's the reason for them being the second most home run hitting team in the AA Northeast.
Coming home to Gamboa, it's 2-2 now.
Gamboa here, a lot of strong takes on that off-speed pitch that has troubled so many luchador bats today. And it might serve him up a fastball if he does it right.
Chases for strike number 3, and German gets through a full 5 innings of work now, leading the Portland Sea Dogs to a 4-1 lead. As we go into the top of the 6th, we're going to take a short break here at FirstEnergy Stadium.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with Mao Beer throughout the 2021 season. Mao Beer and Mao Cinco Estrellas Lager, which is available in the Stadium Plaza Bar, has 128 amazing years of brewing history. Founded in 1890 in Spain, Mao Beer has always been there to satisfy the most demanding taste buds. Make sure to pick up Mao Beer and Mao Cinco Estrellas Lager at FirstEnergy Stadium at our Plaza Bar throughout the 2021 season and at your local retailer. Mao Beer is a proud partner of the Reading Fightin' Phils and all 2021 Fiesta Friday celebration games. Mao Beer, the 5-star taste and the quintessential beer from Madrid. Please drink responsibly.
At Savage 61, our goal is to assist you in making a confident decision. Our friendly, professional staff members are available to answer your questions and listen to your needs. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we're ready to help you with your search. Visit our dealership at Pottsville Pike today. Fastball, curveball, slider, it's the pitcher's grips that make the difference. And when it comes to cornering, braking, and traction, CJ's Tires and Automotives can improve your car's grip with a new set of Hankook tires. Hankook tires are known for great handling and reliability mile after mile. Together, Hankook Tires and CJ's are your winning team. So whatever your vehicle needs, an oil change, state inspection, brakes, alignments, or Hankook tires, trust CJ's Tires and Automotives in Fairless Hills. CJ Tires and Automotives. They really are better, faster, and more affordable.
First baseman number 37, Tyreek Reed.
Well, here we go into the top of the 6th inning. The Fightin' still trail by 3, and it's still a duel between Hendrickson and German now, as a ginormous spider makes its way into the press box. And Tyler saving the day there. Abby and I are not happy about these spiders. And here's the web. It's coming in.
Oh, it's on me, that's why.
Tyler brought it in.
You just called me a hero.
Ban you from the press box as the pitch comes downstairs to Reed. It's 1-1. He simultaneously saved the day and made it worse as he brought the home.
That's the concept of most.
He made the home inside As this one shot, one bounce, Brito to first, and it's out number 1.
Guess that's baseball still going on, but that's the concept in most superhero movies, is it not? Where they save the day of the villain, or you can tell I'm obviously not a superhero fan, but they save the day, but still the town is usually in ruins.
That's
is it
true.
not?
Yeah, Gotham was like
Yeah,
pretty much destroyed.
exactly.
That's a good point there. And there is someone warming up in the Sea Dogs bullpen. In the Fightin's bullpen, there's just some light stretching going on. I imagine they'll try to have Hendrickson get through this top of the 6th. He's already got one away, and now it's Hudson Potts up at the plate. This one sent foul is going to hit the roof, and it's 1-1 in this ball game.
Potts earlier in this game, back in the 4th inning, had a chance to make it a lot more crooked of a number than that two-run inning, I should say, for Hendrickson was. He grounded out into the 6-4-3 double play.
And Potts will chase a big out there for Hendrickson, 2 down in the top of the 6th. He's held his team into this game so far.
And that's what I think the best attribute of Hendrickson is the fact that he can go so deep into a game. I mean, the least he had was 4 innings pitched against Hartford, and then ever since.
This one a chopper up the middle, and it's going to get by Gamboa, so a base hit now with 2 outs for Hernandez.
And ever since, he's been able to go at least 5 or 6 innings pitched. Only one time he reached the 6th inning and finished it. The rest of them just 5 clean innings. And in 3 of them, he got the win. And then the rest of them, there was only one time where he handed the ball off to the bullpen in a losing effort, where they didn't have the lead. The fact that you could have a guy go out there, whether he gives up 0 earned run over 5, which he did against Harrisburg, or he gives up 4 over 5, the fact that he could still confidently hand the ball to the bullpen with the lead or within striking distance is such a big factor for the left-hander.
And now it's Johnny Pareda who will take a first pitch ball. Pareda 1 for 2 today with a double. There was more, I don't want to say arguing, but there was more discussion about the whole light situation up the 3rd base line. Now Hendrickson, after the last out was made in the bottom of the 5th, he was out there throwing, and no one else had taken the field, and he was throwing and throwing and throwing, and finally Brito went out, and a bunch of other guys went out. Wimberly took his spot in the 3rd base coach's box. And I'm interested to see if they start this bottom half, because as the ball comes in low to Pareda, I bet the Fightins agreed to take the field here, and I wonder if Portland will agree to do the same. They're ahead by 3, and obviously in a better situation to be like, let's just end this one now, where the Fightins are willing to take their chances and try to not give up any more runs here. So we'll see as the game continues. A foul ball now by Pareda makes the count 2-2.
And you said earlier it was a conversation. You're right, it was. But I think that conversation would turn into an argument if that were to happen in the bottom half.
As a chopper foul. And so 2-2 the count for Pareda. Going there was Hernandez. He was like all the way at second now with 2 outs. He's slowly jogging back, and a big space up the middle.
Action in both of the bullpens now. We'll see what the moves are from the 2 skippers.
And a called strike 3 behind the plate from Biarretta. He will ring up Pareda, and that'll be out number 3 in the top of the 6th. And we will see what happens if this ball game continues, as we might have a pitching change as we go into the bottom of the 6th. The Fightins trail by 3.
Better pitching, faster base runners, and more runs batted in usually beats the competition. At CJ's Tire and Automotive, better selection, faster service, and more affordable options always beats the competition. When it comes to tires, CJ's MVP choice is a new set of Falken tires. Falken tires are known for handling, reliability, and value. And for more than 50 years, CJ's has been helping customers find the right tires at the right price. Together, Falken Tires and CJ's are a winning team. Stop in any time at your local CJ's or shop online at cjtires.com. CJ Tires and Automotive. Better, faster, and more reliable.
We've been privileged at ROG Orthodontics to be part of the local community for over 60 years, creating generations of fantastic smiles.
We're honored to be voted the #1 orthodontist year after year and proud to be the top Invisalign provider in the region.
We passionately believe we're changing lives every day right here in the community where we live.
We offer interest-free, flexible payment plans
and provide monthly scholarship programs for free braces.
Be sure to check out our magnet contest to win free braces.
We love seeing our patients' successes, knowing we had a part in changing lives.
One fantastic smile at a time.
Savage 61 is a proud sponsor of Fiesta Fridays. Enjoy an R-Phil's game, great food, music, and entertainment. The team will play as Los Luchadores de Reading Latino Tribute uniforms. Visit Timmy Profit and Savage 61 Pennsylvania's most awarded dealership for all your automotive needs.
Well, we are going to start the bottom of the 6th as there is a call to the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen. As the day is done for German, he goes and passes the ball on to Thompson now. Jake Thompson, 5 innings of work, 3 hits, 1 run, it was earned, 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. That's a quality start there from German, and he'll pass the ball over to Jake Thompson here for Jorge Bonifacio as the Fightins trail by 3 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. And Thompson, the righty, will follow in the footsteps of German, who had a very successful outing here. And Bonifacio looking to do something about it. He'll take a ball in the dirt. 0-1.
This is now
German, I'm surprised they let him go as long as they did. 98 pitches. That is the highest pitch count that I've seen of any AA starter this season. 1 ball, no strikes here. Bonifacio takes a pitch upstairs.
So that'll bring in Jake Thompson, who enters this one. This is just his 13th start with Portland, as he had a couple of appearances as well with Greenville, the high A affiliate. He's got a 6.75 ERA and 14 2/3 innings pitched.
Bonifacio takes 3 balls and no strikes now. We've seen back in the second and the 4th, Stokes led us off by getting on first. We'll see if Bonifacio can do it here now. He'll take a called strike on the outside corner. And once again, with that 3-0, kind of got to take unless it's something perfect.
Just going back to German for a second, that is his longest appearance of his career in terms of pitches.
And here comes the 3-1. Bonifacio fouls it back, so we're at a full count now as the Fightin' Phil's trying to start to chip into the lead of the Portland Sea Dogs as we get into the back half of this ball game.
German had 7 appearances back when he was with the Yankees affiliate, the Tampa Tarpons, back in 2019 of 90 pitches or more. 4 of them winners.
And it's downstairs, so on the payoff pitch, Bonifacio walks to first, and the Fightins have a runner on with nobody out for a great spot in their order now with Stokes, Steven, and Duran.
Tonight's Chiefs RBI guys at first base are number 15, Madison Stokes.
Stokes, in my mind, has had the best at-bats of any of the Luchadors today. He has 1 hit, and he came around for the only run in this one. for a team that only has 3 hits so far. He's just looked the most locked in at the plate. He's reached both times.
And he'll take downstairs 2-0.
Now with German out, you don't have to worry about the flamethrower velocity. 92 was the last fastball from Thompson, so a massive change when you look at one to the other, despite him not throwing soft by any means.
Stokes sends this one sky high. I think it's going to remain in the field of play, whether it's fair or foul. Coming in, hustling, and he's not able to get to it, although it bounces in the warning track. Is Granberg really had to hustle from right field, and so Stokes lucky he'll get to go again now with 2 balls and 1 strike.
He's lucky of the placement of that foul ball. Looks like he might have gotten there in time if he gave it a slide. However, the fact that it was so close to the railing out of play alongside a not what I would call soft warning track is a mixture for a recipe for a disaster, I would say.
So we'll go again now. 2 balls and 1 strike from Thompson to Stokes. Kicks and fires home outside.
Bonifacio, we mentioned, not the fastest runner, but he definitely is one of the smarter ones, the veteran presence. He knows how to get the extra bases.
Downstairs, and Stokes, surprised it's a called strike as he took 1 step towards first. He'll have to hold on. Another full count from Thompson, and we'll see who comes out on top. Bonifacio did before as he walked himself to first, and now with a runner on and nobody out, Stokes is looking to do the same. Here's the payoff pitch from the righty. It's downstairs. He holds off, flips his bat, and he's going to head down to first as back-to-back walks from Jake Thompson put runners on first and second, and the tying run coming up now in the form of Josh Stephen. Thompson spent time on the developmental list this season, about a week ago. And they send players, that's a new list this year as Breda comes out to talk to Thompson. They'll send players there if there's something specific that they want them to work on, but they don't want them to work on it in-game action. You know, they want to have time to focus. Coming out now is the pitching coach, Lance Carter, to talk to Pareda and Thompson. And it looks like the infield is going to come in as well, as the Fightins have an opportunity to score here.
Yeah, you're right. As before he went there, his last appearance was on the 1st of this month of July against the Fisher Cats. He got the win. He went an inning pitch and got 1 strikeout, 2 walks. The same thing. He comes in. Looks like it'll just be an inning if he can get through this, as there's already another reliever warming up in the bullpen. But a tough task to come out of the developmental league in a high leverage situation as it is. 3, 4, and 5 in the order, 6th inning, a 3-run game. We'll see if he's able to get through and see what the pitching coach here, Lance Carter, was able to get through to him.
Stephen having a conversation with Pareda out there. They seem to be in good spirits as they're smiling. Bonifacio out on second, Stokes on first, and Stephen representing the tying run as the Fightins are down by 3, and we are in the bottom of the 6th. And Stephen sees the first pitch and fouls it up the right field line, down into the bullpen, and they'll toss it to a fan. Bonifacio taking a nice lead off of second. Stokes as well on first. The infield playing straight up, except for Potts, who's playing in a little bit, and Stephen taking some time to step out of the batter's box.
Big at bat here, so much so to tying run in, obviously.
And this one, a ground ball, could be 2, 4, 6, and Stephen trying to hustle it out, but he does not. And it's a double play there for the Fightin' Phils as Bonifacio moves to third.
Unfortunately, that's the last thing they needed. You're right. 4-6-3 double play. They still have a runner on third now, but that's some needed motivation for the pitcher, Thompson, who didn't seem to have much after back-to-back walks to start the inning.
And it's amazing how one pitch can really change the momentum of the game, as now 2 outs here. And Bonifacio still on third for Rodolfo Duran.
Thompson has a very over-the-top delivery, but he also hides it behind his body. It's a whipping motion that comes when his front leg comes down and makes contact with the hill. It's really when it comes around, so it's tough to pick up the ball.
And he'll send it down the right field line, but it's going to stay up as a jumping Granberg is able to pick it up in right field. And the Fightins fail to score here. They still trail by 3 if we go into the top of the 7th.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with the Berks County Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and the prevention of suicide. With 3 simple words, are you okay? The hope is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide affects and hurts everyone, but help is here, and we'll work together to raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-236-0530. That's 610-236-0530. The Fightin' Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, JP Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's JP Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. JP Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
The Alvernia University bullpen goes through for the top of the 7th as Zach Warren takes the ball.
74%.
For Josh Hendrickson. And there's an electrician up in the third base light pole working on the lights now as fast as he can here as the Fightin' Phils are taking the field. Their umpires were talking with Wimberly, and now they're talking with Sean Williams. And it seems like we're going to play ball. Reading is ready to play ball. They've been out on the field, and Warren is ready to rock and roll here as he takes the ball from Hendrickson. A pretty solid start for the lefty. He went 6 innings of work, 7 hits, 4 runs, so a little high on the runs there, but he struck out 5, and he's kept the Fightin' Phils in this ball game. And trust me, they have had some opportunities to score, and they just haven't been able to get some runs across the board. So Grant Williams going to lead off the Sea Dogs now, as Warren coming in trying to get a clean inning and put his team right back up to bat.
Zach Warren comes into this one. 9 of his 14 appearances were scoreless. It's been a pretty short hand in the back end of the bullpen. His last appearance, he went 2 innings pitched, giving up 2 runs in the 8th and the 9th, striking out 5.
And obviously, if you're the Sea Dogs, you want to stop. And if you're Reading, you want to keep going.
Yeah.
And so it's none of theirs calls. Nobody gets to make the call but the umpires. That's how they keep it impartial. And the umpires say, let's keep rolling. And now that I believe we've started the top of the 7th, we'll finish the top of the 7th at the very least. This game's moving all along pretty well.
It really is.
Warren sends a ball into Williams. And there's a ground ball, a slow roller. Brito charging over to first. That was a really nice transition from glove to throwing hand there. Seamless as Brito makes the out at first. There's one away.
Especially against a speedy Grant Williams going down the line. We have seen him fly around the bases. Already has 1 stolen base in this series. And he can track down a outfield and infield position, playing in the middle of the field, very athletic, but nice play by Brito.
And so now here's Tanner Nishioka, 0 for 2 today. With one out, Warren working quickly here. He gets him to pop foul. Lots of fans here in the ballpark waiting for their post-game toss-a-ball and fireworks. It's been an exciting night, and they are really invested in this game. As Warren sends the 0-1 into Nishioka, a called strike 2. The lefty taking over for the lefty, Hendrickson, as he comes home. Gets him to chase, a drop, third strike. Durant picks it up, an easy toss over to first, and that'll do it for out number 2.
That's another strikeout. Next to
Warren has really settled in these past few outings. He went up to AAA just for a spot relief there, and then came back to Reading a couple weeks ago and has seen a lot of success this season, really settling into his role. Usually see him first out of the pen. We've seen him as a part of that no-hitter first out of the pen, and probably an inning of work, maybe 2 depending on the pitch count here. But he's trying to get the third straight out as he throws the ball into the top of the order, Rosario.
And as you mentioned, lefty to lefty starter to the bullpen, and it's against a very righty-heavy lineup. However, this is another guy that fares better against right-handed batters.
And Rosario takes, he wanted to go, but he didn't. And it is 2-0. Rosario hit by a pitch in his last at-bat, but popped up, went down to first, and he seems okay now. He's kept in the game, and he's out at the plate with the 2-0 count here. Warren going for a 3-up, 3-down inning. And he'll send the offering home way at the head again of Rosario. Man, he's having a tough time in the box today. 3 balls and no strikes now.
That's the scary part of being a hitter, and your weakness being the inability to get the hands inside for that fastball. We see with plenty of hitters up in the bigs and down at this level that scouting report says it's a dangerous feeling.
A called strike now.
And then even better for the pitcher, thankfully you didn't hit him on that pitch that you just lost a little bit of control on. Now you can go paint the outside. I can almost guarantee you he's not leaning over the plate now.
And it's upstairs, so he's going to walk him. And the Sea Dogs will have a runner on first now with 2 outs for Pedro Castellanos. Castellanos 1 for 3 today with an RBI single. And he'll come up with a runner on first. He gets the signs from manager Corey Wimberly at third as he steps into the righty batter's box here to face Zach Warren. Coming home. It's upstairs. Duran doing a good job of popping up and covering behind the plate tonight. That's why he's a really highly ranked catcher in the Phillies organization. And downstairs a called strike now, the 1-1 to Castellanos. The wind has died down completely here in Reading as the flag in center field just down hanging at the pole. And the sun is completely set, so this is pretty much as dark as it's going to get here today. Baseball under the lights, and so everything that's happened with the light on the third base side, that's pretty much set. It's not like we're going to see it change at all. Is a little bit dark and shadowed over there, but seemingly okay to play through. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Castellanos. Fans are unbothered, though. They're having a good time as he ropes one up the first baseline, just foul, and that'll even the count 2-2. With Rosario over on first, the Sea Dogs already have a 3-run lead to their name.
That one just missed being a RBI double, maybe even an RBI triple by a matter of inches. Just veered right before the bag, appropriately called, but that could have been a nice rope down the first base line,
yeah, that's
like you
one
mentioned.
Of those ones that gets all the way to the corner back there. Warren looks over at the runner on first, looks down, now will come home with a 2-2. Castellanos chases it, gets a little bit with his bat. I think he tried to hold up, but he wasn't able to, and he fouls it back.
That was an interesting one. That pitch almost in the dirt, and he just pinballs it behind him.
That's a good word for it. It was kind of a pinball. So we'll go again now with a 2-2 count and 2 outs. The runner on first. As he sets up in the righty batter's box, the lefty Warren looks down at the ground. Now he'll come home. And a swing and a miss as Warren gets a clean frame here in the top of the 7th, and he'll send his team right back up to bat in the bottom half. The Fightin' Phils trail by 3.
The award-winning Reading Hospital Tower Health Character Pool Party provides an unforgettable night out with your family and friends. Enjoy a baseball game while swimming in the 87-degree heated pool directly behind the right field home run wall. Plus 2.5 hours of all-you-can-eat buffet and photos and autographs with the crazy hot dog vendor and the Fightin' Phils mascot band. Regular game tickets are $30 per person for groups of 20 or more. Give us a call today at 610-370-BALL.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G coverage and speed. No one else covers more Americans with the fastest 5G. The R-Phils are proud to introduce T-Mobile as the title sponsor of our Plaza Stage. Fightin' Phils fans can continue to expect great performances on game days and non-game days. The T-Mobile Stage is home to great bands, such as the Truest Fightin's mascot band and many others. It will also continue to house great musical performances during the off-season.
Unlike any other area at FirstEnergy Stadium, the Stadium 61 Dugout Suite puts you at the closest seat to the action on field, located just feet away from the diamond on the first base side. With covered seating, ability and motion accessible seating, and the most unique view around, your group will thank you over and over again for a one-of-a-kind experience. Tickets for the Dugout Suite are $27 and include options to add food or drink packages.
Greg Stoddard, you are tonight's Salvation Army prize winner.
Well, a call to the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen for the bottom of the 7th. Jake Thompson will hand the ball over to Tyler Olson. We've seen Olson in the contest before. Thompson, though, his final line, 1 inning of work and 2 walks, although he pitched a clean frame for the Sea Dogs on 16 pitches, and he'll send the ball over to Tyler Olson now as McCarthy Tatum heads up to bat. The last time we saw Olson was on Wednesday's game. Pitched an inning and 2/3, just 1 hit and 1 strikeout on 19 pitches. So the Fightins are trying to make sure he doesn't have that kind of success this time as they're down by 3 into the back half of this game.
Thompson was able to work out of trouble going the 1-inning pitch, gave up the 2 walks, but nothing from it. Big thanks to that double play.
Tatum takes 2 balls now. And the Fightins trail by 3 runs here as they'll go with Tatum, Kumana, and Landon. 7, 8, and 9 guys in the order, and Olson sends a first pitch strike.
And he just threw that curveball for a ball the pitch before, and the thing looks like a frisbee up there, and that's why he got some major league time. It was recently in 2019 where he had an 87th percentile on his curve spin.
And it's inside once again. Tatum taking advantage. He already has 1 walk on the day and would love to lead off the Fightin' Phils here with the base runner. And it's outside, so a little hesitant waiting for the call from the umpire, but he never got it. So he'll take first for the 2nd time today on a free pass. And here's Brennan Kumana, who's been 0 for 2 today. We'll see what he can do against Tyler Olson. Got his first hit of the season for the AA Fightin' Phils yesterday in his first game out in the starting lineup. A hard hit double. And the first offering into Kumana, a ball. The 1-0 way inside. Kumana bouncing back. It's 2-0 with Tatum on first. The Fightins have to start chipping away at the Portland Sea Dogs lead. 2 more games left in this 6-game set. We'll play tomorrow, 6:45 on Saturday. Of course, post-game fireworks as well. And then a Sunday matinee game, the 2:15 ball game here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Not many of those afternoon games on the schedule for the season. So if you're one of those people that enjoys coming out to the ballpark during the day, spending your Sunday relaxing at America's Classic Ballpark, tomorrow's or Sunday's first pitch slated for 2:15, so you're going to want to join us for that. Still plenty of tickets left at rphils.com. And outside on 4 pitches, Rennie Kumana heads to first base. And there's 2 runners on and nobody out as Logan Landon heads up. He represents the tying run in this ball game.
Struggling to find the zone to start. And he hasn't had a lot of innings like this so far. So far on the season, just allowing 7 walks, 18 2/3 innings pitched, good enough for a 3.38 ERA. So it's losing a little bit of control. It's mostly that breaking ball that just breaks a little bit too much. Not a problem you're used to having if you have such a strong breaking ball.
And he'll deliver a strike now to Landon. It's 0-1.
Landon's been a clutch bat so far, but this is the batter that you want to attack if you're able to get that 1 out before facing off against the lefty in a double play situation.
And Landon sends one up the middle. They're going for 2. They're going to get 2. Oh my gosh, the Fightin' Phils have grounded into the same double play for the 3rd time today as a diving Williams sends it from his glove, lying on the ground, into the glove of Nishioka covering second and then on to first. I can't even believe that he stopped that ball for 1.
What a
for
play.
2 to get it into the glove of Nishioka and to turn 2 there. And the Fightins now have 2 outs with a runner on third. We've seen this situation before, but hopefully this time with Daniel Brito up at the plate, they're able to make something out of it.
That one was scorched up the middle. A diving play by Williams, and quickly realizing that his body was taking him away just to get it out of the glove and roll it over to second. That was an outstanding play.
Yeah, and then Nishioka kind of had to field it off the ground,
Yes.
off the dirt. He picked it up, and since it was a force, just had to have it in his hand and sent it over to first. The first pitch strike here to Brito. 0 for 2 with a walk today. Seen a lot more strikeouts than normal in these past 3 games, but he'll be hit in the shoulder and maybe the lower back actually as he holds his back. He's going to head down to first. And so the Fightin' Phils will have 2 runners on here with 2 outs for Archimedes Gamboa, which at this point, Gamboa, one of those guys you're looking forward to having up.
Yes, and thankfully he is a switch hitter, so he doesn't have to take that uncomfortable at bat from the left side like Brito just did. Uncomfortable even if you're not getting hit by the pitch, just the arm angle just being pretty much right on top of your body. It comes on it from a 3/4 angle approach, and with that strong breaking ball, you never know if it's going to plunk you, as it just did.
So runners on the corners here for Reading with 2 away, and it is Archimedes Gamboa who's stepping up. He's 1 for 3 today. And the Fightin' Phils trail by 3 runs, so he represents the tying run up at the plate here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Leaning over, Tyler Olson, and Gamboa in the righty batter's box will take a first pitch called strike.
The most difficult part of being a switch hitter, we'd say it every time, is the fact that you don't get to see a lot of lefties. And he has worse numbers against lefties as a right-handed batter, of course, 143 average against a 228 as a lefty, but it's only because he's had 42 at-bats against a left-hander.
And he'll take a called strike downstairs. He's down 0-2. Now he's got pretty much the entire right side of the infield to push the ball the other way, if he's able to do so, as Reed is holding Brito on at first. Leaning over is Olson. He gets the sign for Pareda behind the plate. And he's going to step off and take a minute to clean off his cleats. And I don't know what he did. He just bent over behind. I'm not sure what that was. Maybe like a little stretch. He walked out behind the mound and then bent over and did like a little shimmy and then hopped back on the mound. So I guess he stretched himself out. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. The Fightins trail by 3. Here's the 0-2. It's inside.
That's a perfect way to describe it. I had no clue what he did either, and I was interested to see what you came up with there.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes now as Gamboa looks to put the Fightin' Phils back in this thing. He'll poke one foul, and he'll stay alive. Well, out in deep left field, the fireworks people are still setting up. They've been going since 7:30, so that's 2 hours over there. And you know who else has been going? Those kids in the pool. They have not gotten out. They've been in the pool for 2 hours now. Kids feel nothing. It's crazy.
Their hands are probably like prunes right now.
Oh, 100%. Tatum over at third, Brito on first. Here's the 1-2. Gamboa will get a piece of it as he fouls it back into Pareda's chest protector, and he'll stay alive now with a 1-2 count. Getting some fresh baseballs here as Gamboa steps out of the righty batter's box. And once again, behind the mound is Olsen stretching a little bit. I don't know if he's just kind of taking time for himself, or maybe there's some soreness there that he's trying to stretch out a little bit, some tightness maybe. But he's back up on the mound. Gamboa still with that 1-2 count. And runners on the corners with 2 outs. Here's the offering way outside. A good stop by Pareda, as of course the runner on third itching to get home.
Another nice long at-bat, pitch number 7 coming up to Gamboa.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pareda sets up on the inside. Gamboa right to the second baseman on 1 hop. He picks it up, and Nishioka sending it to Reed. The Fightin' Phils will stand. Runners on the corners once again. They trail by 3 as we go into the top of the 8th.
The Acme Distribution Center in Denver, Pennsylvania is hiring warehouse positions now. Attend Acme's Job Fair Wednesday, July 14th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 500 South Muddy Creek Road in Denver, Pennsylvania. Starting rate of $19.30 per hour, including premiums. Potential first-year earnings of over $50,000. Acme offers industry-leading benefit packages with family coverage and a $2,500 retention bonus. Hiring this Wednesday, July 14th. To learn more or register, go to hiringeventdenverpa.com. Savage Auto Groups is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Our large inventory and wide selection of models, along with competitive pricing, allow us to make great deals on many vehicle makes and models. Visit Savage 61, Kia, and L&B in Berks County for all your automotive needs. Established in 1928, the Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania. Located conveniently between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown in Sinking Spring, the Manor Golf Club offers a true test of golf on a traditional championship-style golf course where shot making takes precedence over length. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more information.
Well, as always, some interesting middle of the game entertainment at FirstEnergy Stadium. Some sumo wrestlers jumping on a trampoline, and Santa Claus, as he doesn't flip right on top of the other sumo wrestler. That's my first time seeing the Sumo Olympics, and very interesting. There is Santa flying on the ground and being flipped over by a sumo wrestler. Very entertaining.
To say the least.
And back to the baseball game. Equally as entertaining today as we're in the top of the 8th. And Zach Warren comes out for another inning of work against the Portland Sea Dogs. Reading trails by 3 still, so Warren have to get through a clean inning here. And this one going to be right up the middle. Gamboa ranging over. Makes a great play for out number 1. And Grandberg retired as Tyrone Reed. Tyreek Reed still looking for his first hit here at AA. Has a walk, but has not yet scored.
Very fundamentally sound play by Gamboa to field a hard grounder up the middle. And the best part of it was realizing how hard the ball was hit that he had a chance to take a second shuffle, reset his feet, align, and throw to first.
One ball, no strikes to Tyreek Reed. And Warren comes home. He'll take a pitch outside, 2-0. Just checking around the affiliates. Philadelphia beat the Marlins 5-2 in game 1, but they are trailing by 7 here in game number 2. The Iron Pigs dropped to the Buffalo Bison 6-5. They had an earlier start as Reed swings and misses, 2-1. The Jersey Shore Blue Claws are currently being no-hit by the Brooklyn Cyclones. That's through 7. Though their pitcher has given up 2 walks. And Clearwater took a 3-1 lead over Dunedin. They had an afternoon start, so that game has wrapped up. The ball just missing on the outside corner from Warren. It's 3-1 here to Reed. Warren would look for another clean inning after getting through the 7th with a 0 on the board.
Tyreek Reed really raked in high A, a 284 batting average with 13 homers, enough to put him in the 4 spot for his first game.
And it's outside, so he's going to walk down to first. That's his second walk of the day. Very patient for a youngster here in AA. Usually, you come up, you probably heard about batting at America's Classic Ballpark, and then you're patient at the plate instead of being aggressive. That's some serious maturity out of Reed. And so Hudson Potts will follow now with a runner on and 1 away.
He was known for taking his walks down. He had 28 compared to 55 strikeouts, which is pretty average rate for a power hitter like himself.
And outside again from Warren. See if he's able to bring it back in. Holds his bat way out, kind of at shoulder length, not above his shoulders. And he'll take a pitch downstairs, 2-0. Warren having trouble finding the strike zone now.
Just being very strategic with his breaking balls. He got a couple of big swings and misses from Reed on that back foot slider. And now they're not falling for it as much. We might have to start dropping some into the zone to establish it.
And he fouls it into himself. But he seems okay, and a strike up on the board now for Zach Warren.
Potts' eyes got very wide there when he saw a fastball and a 2-0 count. Was a little bit out of the zone. He might have been reaching there, however, able to get a piece, and has 2 more to work with.
Warren taking his time now. Will come home with the 2-1. This one roped up the third base line, but it's in the bullpen of Portland's up the left field line, and so that'll be strike number 2 in Warren's favor.
Well out in front of the off speed now. There's an outside breaking ball that he roped around into the left field corner. Just needs to wait back a little bit more or send that one up to the big gap there is between first and second.
Over on first is Reed. And with a 2-2 count at the plate, Warren going for out number 2. He'll miss outside, and suddenly it will be full.
3-2 with 1 out, so obviously not an obligation for Reed to go over at first. However, with not the best speed on the base paths, might be better to get a jump start.
And he gets him strike number 3 as Potts swings and misses. And out number 2 for Zach Warren, with Ronaldo Hernandez heading up to the plate now. He's the heavy hitter in tonight's contest with a home run and a single, a multi-hit game for Hernandez as he steps up to face the lefty.
And Warren, a perfect job there. They stopped falling for the breaking ball that started low in the zone and fell out. The table got taken out from underneath it because it kept falling out of the zone. So he throws one over to establish it, gets a foul ball, and then the next pitch he drops it out of the zone once again.
Warren comes home, misses a little bit inside now. 1 ball, no strike. Although part of the 40th man for the Red Sox organization, they list him as 6'1", 230. I have my doubts about that. I know they don't update a lot of these guys' his height and weight from their signing bonus. He looks big up there at the plate, kind of crowding it as well. And with the runner on first now, he's got a 1-1 count for Warren.
And we were just talking about it back when Reed gets called up. He's 6'1", 250. This is just a very powerful lineup, and they have a lot of size.
And he sends this one right into the glove of Daniel Brito. An amazing catch there as he ranges over just a step and looks really cool while doing it. That's out number 3 here in the top of the 8th. The Fightin's down by 3, but they're up to bat in the bottom half.
Shots Electric has been in business 45 years. Tompkins Vist Bank does everything for us, from our banking to our insurance. They provided us new ideas and solutions. For example, remote deposit. It's very convenient because it's 24/7. I'm confident Tompkins Vist will be with us in the future.
Tompkins Vist Bank and Tompkins Insurance. Service, stability, strength. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Tompkins Insurance products are not FDIC insured and are not bank guaranteed.
The Fightins feature special pregame happy hours every Monday through Thursday at the Yingling Hometown Tap Room. Tompkins Vist Bank Plaza opens at least 2 hours before game time for all happy hours. In addition to $1 off Rusty Rail Brewing thanks to Windsor Distributing, all happy hours feature live music on the T-Mobile stage. That's happy hour every Monday through Thursday home games thanks to Rusty Rail Brewing and Windsor Distributing.
The Reading Fightin-filled birthday party package is the best way to celebrate a birthday. Whether you are a youngster or an adult, there is no better birthday than a Fightin's birthday. The Fightin's Fan Birthday Package is customizable for fans of any age and starts at just $120. Base packages include 10 general admission tickets to a Fightin's home game, an autographed baseball, and a VIP reserved parking spot. Fans can also add a wide variety of experiences and options to make sure your favorite Fightin's fan's birthday is a grand slam.
Well, they call to the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen as Tyler Olson will hand the ball over after one inning to Alex Scherf. We also saw Scherf earlier in this series as he pitched an inning and a third of work, just 1 hit and 2 strikeouts on 17 pitches back on Tuesday against the Fightin Phils, who trail by 3 right now. And they're going to go with Bonifacio, Stokes, and Steven. As we're in the back half of this ball game, Bonifacio reached on a walk in his last inning. Take a first, offering a called strike. Still going with the righties on the mound here.
Scherf has not allowed a run in his 3 appearances this season. Only 3 1/3 innings pitched, so just 1 pitch per inning.
Zach Warren, though, allowing 2 walks, but getting the job done in each of his innings' work. Bonifacio now with an 0-2 count. Scherf leaning over, he'll deal home, and he stays alive, fouling it back.
He had a lot more work, 22 2/3 innings pitched down in Greenville, the high A affiliate, so he has a 2.42 ERA for 26 total innings between the two. Has allowed just 7 earned runs, 8 in total.
1 ball, 2 strikes here. Bonifacio takes an offering and will go down swinging as he chases a pitch upstairs. That's out number 1. And here's Madison Stokes. Now Stokes has reached 3 times in this game. A single and 2 walks, getting the job done in any way he can. A lot of walks in today's contest for Reading. 7 times they've gotten on first with free passes. And tough when you get on with a free pass and then you can't get home.
Yeah.
So they trailed by 3 runs in the back half of this game. Just 3 hits on the day. But they've also got a runner on it, a hit by pitch. A lot of opportunities on the base paths as they are 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position today. But still some time left to change that as Stokes takes a called strike. It's 1-1.
And a lot of that, it's kind of just been shooting themselves in the foot with solid contact that just happens to end up in the infielder's mitts. They have 3 double plays that they've grounded into that have ended a lot of their chances.
And this one outside to Stokes, but a called strike, 1 and 2. They don't know where the line falls between calling it unlucky almost to a point. It's just felt like, you know what, sometimes when things just don't go your way, you know, it feels like at every turn the Fightins are threatening, and then they don't go his way. As Stokes can't believe that is a called strike 3, and he's having some words behind the plate with Biarretta.
That's not just a called strike 3. He said that the pitch high and inside was a foul tip into the glove, despite Stokes not even swinging.
And so coming in is Sean Williams. He'll have some word with Biarretta, and the first place umpire Moore kind of ushering Stokes back to the dugout. Stokes not one to really argue.
Yeah.
That's not his vibe. Obviously frustrated and
it is
emotive for sure, but definitely not the guy to argue as Sean Williams comes in and tries to stand up for his guy. Unsure of what went down there as he did not swing at all.
Goes down as a swinging strike, a foul tip into the glove, but we're obviously far away, can't hear anything. It is a packed crowd, of course, so it's hard to hear over them, but did not hear much and seemed relatively easy behind the plate for Pareda to make the catch, which is usually a telltale sign if it changes directions. It obviously got some of the lumber.
So with 2 outs now, here is Josh Stephen looking to make some action for the Fightin' Phils tonight. Take a first pitch ball though. And a called strike number 1.
And despite Thompson and Olsen both giving up 2 walks, they have held the Phils hitless ever since German came out of this game after his 5-inning performance where he only allowed 3. So it goes back to that same problem. 4 walks in these last 2 innings.
And a ball comes in now. Stephen ahead in the count, 2-1. And they'll take another one downstairs, so it's 3-1. The Fightin trying to use the walk to their advantage here again if they can keep this inning going with 2 outs now. And it's fouled up the first base line, so Stephen will stay alive.
And that's been a lot of the problems. They've just been really unable to identify what pitch is coming in. A 3-1 count, a hitter's count to one of the better bats in the lineup today, Josh Stephen, or one of the better bats throughout the recent series. And well out in front as if it was a protection swing, very off balance.
This one right up the middle, a diving Scherf can't come up with it, but the shortstop's got his back. Williams over to first, and that's out number 3 as the Fightin' Phils go down in order. And we'll head into the 9th, and there will be a pitching change here for the Reading Fightin' Phils.
At Savage 61, our goal is to assist you in making a confident decision. Our friendly professional staff members are available to answer all of your questions and listen to all of your needs. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we're ready to help you with your search. Visit our dealership on Pottsville Pike today. Our Phils and Savage 61 are excited to bring you Fightin's baseball live from the comfort of your own home. If you are listening to this now, you're probably watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. Thanks for tuning in, and feel free to check us out on ourphils.com/pressbox for all the elite baseball information on the Fightin' Phils. The world-famous Fightin' Phils mascot band celebrates its 21st season in 2021, with pregame concerts starting Saturdays in May thanks to Truist. You heard right, actual mascots playing in a rock and roll band. See Quack the Rubber Duck on lead vocals and guitar, Screwball on drums, Bucky on bass, Change Up on bongos, and Blooper on lead guitar. A real band jamming on the T-Mobile stage before Saturday games this season. Don't miss the one-of-a-kind Fightin' Phils mascot band. Pre-game on Saturdays thanks to Truist.
Now pitching out of the Alberta University Golden Woods bullpen, Los Luchadores pitcher number 5, Tyler Carr.
Well, they call to the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen as Zach Warren's day is done. He'll hand over the ball to Tyler Carr. Often see the two of them back to back. And so Warren having 2 walks, but 2 clean frames of work to hold the Fightin' Phils into this game. And so they'll hand the ball over to Tyler Carr now to face off against Johnny Pareda. The Fightin' still trail by 3 runs, and they'll have the bottom of the 9th to fight that battle. But first, Carr having to get these 3 outs here and put his team back up to work. Warren, 2 innings of work, no hits, no runs, and those 2 walks, but he also struck out 3 on 31 pitches. And Tyler Carr now sending a ball and a strike into Pareda. Here's the offering. Downstairs.
Tyler Carr comes into this one. 7 of his 20 appearances were scoreless, so as we mentioned, similar amount of appearances as Warren did.
This one's going to drop in left field. Coming in is Steven. And he'll throw it back in, a base hit from Pareda to lead things off in the top of the 9th.
The shortstop number 51, Grant Williams.
A nice 2-hit game for Pareda, getting some production from all the catchers the Sea Dogs have throughout this series. But a 5.68 ERA for Carr. Last appearance he went 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, just allowed the 1 earned run. Came back earlier this series on the 13th.
Carr gets a swinging strike out of a slow off-speed pitch, 0-1. And he kicks and fires again, a little bit low this time. Game number 4 on the line here tonight, then 5 tomorrow on Saturday, a 6:45 start, and of course that matinee start 2:15 on Sunday. This one's sent out to Steven, though he backtracks up and he's able to make the catch with ease, so that's out number 1 as Pareda stays on first. Here's Tanner Nishioka.
The second baseman number 7, Tanner Nishioka.
0 for 3.
Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th, where Tyler Carr tries to keep them within the striking distance, as it is a save situation now. It'll be Duran, Tatum, and Kumana. Some of the more patient at-bats today, 3 walks combined between.
And the electrician up the third base line working on the lights must have got it done to some sorts, because it is lit up now over there up the left field line and in the Portland bullpen. And And this one sent sky high into no man's land. Landon coming in, but it's going to be Gamboa who makes a basket catch right in front of his waist area. And that's out number 2 in shallow center field. Gamboa's like all over the place, I feel like. He's in everybody's area, but he's always covering. And you'll have to see that kind of hustle there as he makes the catch.
Sometimes almost to his demise, but yes, you're right. I mean, that's one of the benefits you get from a shortstop that can play a mean center field as well, as he's able to range 2 center fielders in the middle of the infield.
Especially if you're kind of back deep there taking, this is something that came up the other day, if you're taking a cutoff throw and you've got a guy out, you know, let's say the ball rolls to the corner, the shortstop goes back to get the cutoff throw because the third baseman obviously covering, having somebody that plays outfield too can make a really good relay throw in, and that can make such a big difference. As the pitch comes in low to Rosario, he's up 2-0. Carr looking for the final out here. And he chases it. He wanted all of that. 94 from Tyler Carr now. 2 balls, 1 strike. The first righty we've seen today for the Fightin' Phils. Changing it up now with Rosario here. And a runner on first with 2 outs. Poke it up the left field line. Coming over is Steven on the run. He makes the catch, and that's out number 3. And it's down to the bottom of the 9th. The Fightin' Phils trail by 3. And we'll see if they can rally here as they turn to Duran, Tatum, and Kumana for their final 3 outs.
The Fightins feature special pregame happy hours every Monday through Thursday at the Yingling Hometown Tap Room. Tompkins Viss Bank Plaza opens at least 2 hours before game time for all happy hours. In addition to $1 off Rusty Rail Brewing thanks to Windsor Distributing, all happy hours feature live music on the T-Mobile stage. That's happy hour every Monday through Thursday home games thanks to Rusty Rail Brewing and Windsor Distributing.
Savage 61 is a proud sponsor of Fiesta Fridays. Enjoying our Phil's game, great food, music, entertainment, and so much more here at the ballpark. The team will play as the Los Luchadores and will be wearing their Los Luchadores de Redding Latino tribute uniforms. Visit Timmy Profit and Savage 61 Pennsylvania's most awarded dealership for all your automotive deals.
Feasers Incorporated, a family-owned, full-line food service distributor located in central Pennsylvania. Services restaurants, sporting facilities, theme amusement parks, healthcare facilities, educational facilities, and other institutions throughout Pennsylvania and the Mid-Atlantic region. For over 100 years, Feasers and its employees have committed themselves to making customer service their highest priority. Feasers works hard to provide customers with the products they require, delivered by their helpful fleet drivers. Feasers is large enough to serve and small enough to care. For more information, call 800-326-2828 or Feasers.com.
Rally time for the Reading Fightin' Phils here in the bottom of the 9th as they are down by 3 runs. And they're going to have to tack on a few here if they want to keep this ball game going or come away with the win. They turn to Duran, Tatum, and Kumana in today's contest. And they are going to continue with Alex Scherf on the mound. The first reliever to go more than 1. And lots of energies from the fans here in the stadium. Some pump-up Christmas music of sorts as the fans are rallying here. And we're just about to get started. The final warm-up pitches being thrown by Scherf. And we do have a defensive switch, as coming into the game was a roster move today for the Portland Sea Dogs. It was Ricardo Cubillan, and now he is going to head over to second, a defensive shift for the Portland Sea Dogs. And I don't have a pronunciation guide, but I want to correct myself with the double L. I imagine it's Cubillan, perhaps, as he's from Venezuela, so the double L usually a Y. So I'm going to go with Cubillan, but I'll try to get the pronunciation on that for tomorrow as Durant takes a first pitch ball and then a second pitch strike. It is 1-1. Just joined the team today, promoted from High A Greenville. Plays the middle infield. We'll see him today at second. And Duran tries to get one up the middle. Williams on the run. A 180 play as he turns his body entirely around and throws it over to first. He has had some solid defense. We saw him at second the first 2 games, but honestly, I think he's looked better at short.
He has been incredible at short so far, especially in this one. He had the diving play for the double play earlier, and now on this one, you've said it perfectly, a hard ground ball up the middle, fields it running on a beeline directly to right field, has to spin completely and fire, and that was just phenomenal footwork there.
On the first pitch, McCarthy Tatum to the third baseman over to first, and that's out number 2 quickly here for the Fightin. So it'll be all up to Grenny Kumana once again. Kumana with the weight of the world on his shoulders here, and by that I mean the Reading Fightin Phils fans, which is equivalent to the weight of the world today. And so the Fightins trail by 3 as he's got to make something happen.
Pretty difficult play there on the Tatum ground ball for Potts as well. A very similar play where he was running hard to his glove side. Instead of taking the spin, he turns against his body and shows the upper body strength to be able to throw it across the diamond.
The first offering by Scherf, a called strike here to Kumana. He did have a walk in the 7th, but is 0 for 2 today. He's got up the middle here. Williams shifted a little bit towards third. Kumana sends it sky high. It's going to come into the stands. And it bounces right into the first row. And there's a hustle for it, but a great play by a fan to sneak it. Getting some cheers and some boos down there. But it keeps Grenny Kumana alive as he's down with an 0-2 count though. Here's the offering to Kumana. He holds off on a pitch downstairs. 1-2. I was joking about throwing him to the fire earlier, but I guess that's how it goes.
That's the game of baseball, always finds a way.
And here's the 1-2 by Scherf. He holds off, checks the swing, but doesn't go around and makes it 2-2. Logan Landon on deck if he gets up to bat, and then we'd head back to the top of the order for Reading. And here's the 1-2 upstairs, 2-2, so now it's a full count here to Grenny Kumana, who is trying to continue on this game as the Fightin Phils trail by 3 in game number 4, down to their final out and their final strike here with Grenny Kumana. And the full count pitch, a swinging strike, down goes Kumana, and the Portland Sea Dogs take game number 4, 4-1 over the Reading Fightin Phils. And game number 5 starting tomorrow, 6:45 here at the ballpark. Fans, thanks so much for joining you. Emily Messina, Tyler Small on the airwaves with you today. We appreciate your support, and we'll be back in action tomorrow, 6:45 start here at FirstEnergy Stadium.